Mystic ancient secrets can all be answered when you ask the mystic access guru. That is I, the great exalted one. I have come across 3 astral projections through the god plane and the hero metamorphosis to give you the knowledge you deserve.
Hello, everybody who's not here. How you doing? We got something a little different today. You open up that window. We have a debate between, I'm guessing, this guy and Dave, Flat Earth Dave. It's supposed to be physicist Justin Woods. Okay, I guess Dr. John is moderating it. But it's kind of between Dave and these two guys. So we're gonna have some fun because Dave is a fucking idiot.
Fun conversation today, and we may never agree. We may totally agree. Who knows? But it'll be fun.
I doubt we're gonna agree.
Okay. Calls that
We're
got
taking
the
your word
shoe.
for it, though. I don't know.
I know, but
I am not
don't
taking
believe
Dave's
any.
word for this at all.
Guys, luminaries in the sky are in this toroid, and if you actually break down the motions of all the stars, they actually fit in sacred geometry patterns that match the toroid.
Lord.
So
Sacred geometry of a
I'm
rocket,
asking
and
you
you'll
if
tell
it's
me.
real or not.
I mean, I can show you a clip from Avengers and ask you if it's real or not. Yeah.
You believe that because you were told it. You never verified it yourself, right?
And you haven't verified any of these things you're telling me.
No, he hasn't. They always say, "Oh, you haven't verified any of this," when we actually have, but they never do.
I'm in my office, and my office just has a bunch of toys in it. And so, everything behind me looks crazy. So I put this background on, but I always hate how it cuts out, like if you move.
You're okay. It's all right. Your earphones pop in now, but it's okay.
It's crystal clear.
At least you have a real photo behind you. Most people come on with a fake CGI globe behind them.
Well, this is a picture of the real globe.
That's not the globe. That's the sky.
Well, it's the bottom portion of it is the globe. You know, I mean, I didn't turn it into a wall clock, but it's still the same thing.
No, but it's not. I don't see curvature. If anything, it's convex. But you're seeing the land and the sky. That's all right. I'm just complimenting you. You have a real photo. Mm-hmm. That's all. Real photo.
Well, I'm
Hey, Viz.
always amazed at how many trinkets you guys can turn the flat Earth into.
Like, what do you mean? Like this?
Yeah, flat earthers are like pot smokers, man. Pot smoker can turn anything in the world into a pipe, including the world. I turned the earth into a pot pipe one time. Dug a hole in the ground, had a huge bag of weed. Dug a hole in the ground, packed it with clay, stuck a bamboo straw into the side of the hole, packed it with clay, kept the hole clear, filled it with pot, and a whole bunch of people just huffed on it. So yes, everything in the world, including the world, can be turned into a pot pipe. And that's the way flat earthers are. They could turn anything into a fucking flat earth map.
The wall clock behind you, the little
That's
domes
my
you guys.
app. That's my app. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the model showing people how things might work.
Might.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he never says do work. He always says might work. So you can't pin him to anything. He's a coward. David Weiss, he's a coward.
How about we let me try to do a formal introduction just so.
All right.
In today's episode, we'll be debating the age-old question: is the Earth flat, or is the Earth a spinning sphere orbiting the sun through space? On the Flat Earth side of the table, we have Dave Weiss, also known as Flat Earth Dave. Dave is one of the leading and most outspoken advocates of Flat Earth and runs the flatearthpodcast.com. He is featured in the 2023 film Level With Me, and has made numerous appearances in news networks ranging from CNN to InfoWars, speaking on the topic of flat Earth. And on the spherical side of the table, we have Dr. Justin Woods.
Yeah, but tell him why he's been on those shows. They invite him on those shows to laugh at him, to mock him. That's why they invite him on. Hey, Tusk.
Dr. Woods is a research fellow at Argonne National Laboratory, where he works jointly with the Superconductivity and Magnetism Group and the Synchrotron Studies of
Hey, Lisa.
Materials Group. Dr. Woods studies thin film materials and multi-layered heterostructures, utilizing both X-ray spectroscopy and scanning probe microscopy. Dr. Woods holds a PhD in condensed matter physics from the University of Kentucky. Gentlemen, thank you so much.
Oh, wait, all those spectroscopy things he said, they probably all require a container.
For joining
He's a spectrographist.
me here today.
No problem. Before we get started, one caveat. I'd like to state that I'm here solely in my personal capacity and not as an employee of the Department of Energy. So for this discussion, I will identify as a
Yes, I would make that abundantly clear.
truth-oriented meat popsicle, not an employee of the Department of Energy.
Nice.
I was wondering if none of this can be used against you in a
No,
court of law.
it's fine. And when I do a podcast with my brother, like sometimes people will say where they work and then email me later and be like, "Hey, can you nix that? Because I don't think my law firm needs me saying that." And I'm like, "Yeah, no problem."
All right.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Hey, Ronnie.
So I guess I would kind of like to get a synopsis of the flat Earth model and see what are some of the supporting precepts and compelling evidence for a flat Earth. And then we'll have some time for rebuttals and
They don't have a model. They have concepts of a model.
disagreements afterwards.
Yeah, no problem.
Flat Earth Dave, would you mind?
I'll just throw a couple things out. This is a balloon at 127,000 feet. The Earth is supposedly spinning 1,000 miles an hour below it. The sun is supposedly 93 million miles away. When there seems to be a local light, like it's brighter right below where the sun is. Don't ask me what the sun is. I don't know. All right. But if the sun's 93 million miles away, everything should be lit up equally. Right. When people think flat Earth that haven't really researched it, they think this, because that's what Google will serve you. This is not the flat Earth. This is a straw man image to make you laugh at flat Earth, and we laugh at it also. People
That
say
looks like that's been altered. That doesn't look like a real picture.
well, it's not. It's a CGI. It's a CGI image that if you Google flat Earth images, and that's the first one that shows up. That's from.
Okay, Dave, where is your real image of flat Earth? Where's your real image of flat Earth?
The Flat Earth Society, which is a government-run disinformation site to make you think flat Earth is the dumbest crap ever. You know, and the comment that people say.
So, I mean, if someone asks for a photograph of you, Dave, and you give them a photograph of Bob down the street, do you think that's? I mean, that's what you're doing. You know, that people ask you for an image of flat Earth, you get invited on these things to prove flat Earth, and you show what flat Earth isn't. You all do this. It's like, well, they show pictures like this, and that's not what flat Earth looks like. Well, show us what it does look like, Dave.
So,
Please.
are we the only
Spend 10 years, man.
pancake? Are the other planets flat? And this is, in my opinion, two false models: a false heliocentric model, not to scale, and a false flat Earth model.
So you're telling me that there's a separate globalist flat Earth movement that's trying to take down the real flat Earth movement?
No, so the Flat Earth Society is been around for a long time, and they put a little bit of truth out there and a lot of crap, a lot of stuff that no flat earthers believe. But when you search flat Earth, Google will serve you that information first. So to us, that is what we call controlled opposition, where they feed you the nonsense. You know, when you
This is from 2 years ago, by the way, or a year ago. So, just letting you know.
you know one thing that's converting a lot of people to flat Earth is when
Hey, Bad Moon.
they search flat Earth, they get fed pure propaganda. You know, in YouTube, like you could be searching You know,
But I don't think you meant what you just said. When people convert to flat Earth, they're being fed pure propaganda.
no, that's what I said. That's not what I meant. When they're searching flat Earth, they're fed propaganda.
I think you said it right the first time, just to be clear. But
okay,
we'll go on.
When you search flat Earth, you're fed propaganda. Like if you were searching for, underwater basket weaving, how to skin a crocodile, whatever, how to grow apples. You can look up in your YouTube history and find out, oh, I watched that apple video a year ago. It's in my history. And just search, whatever you search, it'll search your history. You can watch a bunch of my videos, a bunch of Jeranism videos, a bunch of real flat Earth videos, and then go search your history for flat Earth. And none of those will show up, and propaganda videos will show up instead.
Oh man, so we've already started with the algorithm is hiding this from us talk.
No, I'm just throwing that out there. You can go look at that yourself and verify.
I won't. I'll tell you right now, I won't.
No, you're making a claim, Dave. You're not just throwing it out there. You're making a claim. See, anything you say in a debate is making a claim. Same way as anything you say to a lawyer is on the record, or to a journalist. Anything you say to a journalist is always on the record. Anything you say in a debate is you making a claim.
Well, because I don't believe a bit of that.
All right, well, then you're not going to believe. Don't believe anything I say. I tell people, don't believe anything I say. Verify everything, right? So
it's like, I'm going to go into a debate and prove how wrong you are about physics and the heliocentric model. What's the sun, Dave? Oh, I don't even know what the sun is. What the fuck, man?
So when you on a flat Earth, on a globe Earth, there has to be curvature somewhere. And when we look at the ocean, it measures flat, it lies flat when at rest, not tides and waves and everything. And
yeah, it doesn't measure flat. It doesn't lie flat. I've heard you yourself say that we can see ships go over the horizon and follow the curve. This is a problem. Yeah, you said it before. This is just an issue of scale. The Earth is very, very large compared to the height of a human. So what you're looking at right here is just an issue of scale. If you take a very high-powered, take a nice camera with a very nice high-powered lens, is what I meant to say, with a nice zoom lens on it, and you zoom in on a basketball. You can zoom in far enough so that the basketball will look like a flat horizon. But if you just move it away from your face. Yeah, if you just move it away from your face, it's clearly a spherical basketball. So what you're talking about here is just an issue of scale. The problem is that in our day-to-day lives, the humans don't see enough of the Earth because of just our physical limitations and size to appreciate the curvature of the Earth.
Why does Dave always look like he just walked in on somebody fucking his wife? And she's liking it.
In its entirety because of the scale of just the size of our stature as humans.
I get it. So the Earth is too big to see the curvature, but we can see boats going over the horizon.
Yes, Dave, for the same reason that 2x4s, when you're looking at them on, perpendicularly, you can't tell that they're warped. But if you look at them on end, you can. For the exact same reason, Dave.
Right? You have to,
because that is a physical manifestation of the curvature.
Okay. So what if I show you that there's another explanation of what the horizon is and why boats disappear from the bottom up? Would that be something you would consider?
I would consider it. I would be entertained by the conversation. Let's just put it at that.
Now, keep in mind that Dave WEISS thinks he understands perspective. Okay? I'll just leave it at that.
Okay. So do you know what the curvature is at 3 miles? The globe math of curvature?
The globe math of curvature at 3 miles. Not off the top of my head because I don't need those numbers. I'm not an astro guy.
It's 6 feet. All right. And at 10 miles,
yes, they're fluent and they're also flat earthers. So that would make them flatulent.
66 feet.
Okay, cool.
Flatulent.
Okay. And that's your math, not mine. And so
I guarantee you didn't do the math. That's math from physicist and or astronomer. So go ahead, please.
All right. No need to insult me.
I love it. I guarantee you didn't do the math. I love it. It's not an insult, Dave. It's a fucking statement of fact.
Me?
You've never done a goddamn day of math in your life.
Okay.
That was an insult. It's not. Did you develop
a day of math? That didn't make any sense. You know what I mean.
coming from. I see where
You
you're going.
you did not develop those theories. That's all I'm saying.
I never claimed to. I said I'm
Okay.
using your math, not mine. Okay. So at a 6 foot tall person, just so people understand, standing next to a perfectly calm body of water should not be able to see the surface of the water beyond 3 miles, because at that 3 miles is 6 foot drop. So that would be the tangent of their view. Like, you can't see my mouth because it's below the tangent of this ball.
Right. Again, issue of scale there. Ball's much smaller than the Earth. Much.
That ball's smaller than the Earth, really?
Yes. I'm just saying that.
Do you think I was actually showing?
No, I get it. I mean,
showing it to scale.
There's no telling what you think, Dave, what you were doing. Seriously. I mean, you guys think that there should be that much curvature showing. That's what you think. So he can't really tell what the hell you were doing, Dave. Hey, Stanley.
It was a joke. It was a joke. All right. But you're making an extreme example. And
I was showing you behind on a ball, there has to be a physical limitation of a horizon. Do you agree with that?
A physical limitation. I mean, there is a horizon. There is a horizon.
That horizon is physical.
Yes, physical and optical, both. You can't have anything optical without it being physical first.
And anything beyond the horizon, below the horizon, cannot be seen.
Actually, I'm going to think about that.
The horizon is a physical point based on your point of observation, because that's an optics problem. Like right now we're getting into optics and ray optics. So yes, the horizon exists at a point for me, like the picture you have behind you, nice beach, very nice. If you're looking at the water, you see a horizon because that's the horizon at your perspective based on your height. If you were to go up 20 floors, your horizon would be at a different point at a different rotation around the curvature of the Earth. So yeah, it's a physical place, but it's dependent on your point of view and your
right. So do you realize that if the Earth was flat, the higher you go, the farther you can see?
Yeah, on a sphere Earth also. God, what a dummy.
If the Earth is flat, you should be able to see everything just as it is. Because if the Earth is flat, there should be no curvature.
All right. So
you should be able to see a lot further if the Earth was flat.
I'll show you how the angle of, so I'm going to show you. First, let's look at this. So this is the horizon. It's supposedly the globe Earth horizon. Now, let's say we're on a little island and there's nothing all the way around us, water's calm.
Mm-hmm.
Your limit of vision, goes to where the sky meets the ground, and that becomes your horizon. I call it your horizontal eye zone. Right? It's like you ever go to Vegas? You ever go to Vegas? From one end of the Bellagio to the other, the ceiling literally touches the floor. That's how our eyes see it. But it's not really touching the floor. It's just...
No, it doesn't even look like it's touching the floor. You still see a gap.
Perspective.
No, that's a trick of optics. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the limit of your vision.
But also, I think you're exaggerating that example a little bit. But I agree with that's how optics work. But the vanishing point should be above the horizon if there's no curvature. Sure.
So we're gonna talk about that. So my point is, if I'm looking forward at 12 o'clock, and whether that is 10 miles or 100 miles, I don't care. That optical horizon where the sky touches the ground would be at X distance. And at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, it would be at the same distance. So your optical horizon is a flat circle all the way around you. Our programming tells us that's a sphere, but reality is on a sphere and a flat Earth, you would still see in a circle. The limit of our vision is the same in all directions, so it creates a flat circle around you.
Right, same way with the sphere Earth. Still a circle.
So let's zoom in here. Today's consumer optics have made it so we can see farther. And as we look out here, we'll see that there's some dolphins beyond the limit of this, what we think is the horizon. And they're literally in the water. A little farther here. They're in the water beyond this line.
No, they're in front of the horizon, Dave, or else you wouldn't be able to see them. They're in front of the horizon. The mirage extends from here to this line that you keep that keeps popping up above it. That right here is the horizon. Right here is just a reflection because of the low angle of light, the low angle that you are to the horizon at the tangent point. So it's just like when you see a reflection on the road in the summertime. You'll notice it's always at the crest of a hill, or at the crest of a hill. No matter how big the hill is, even if the hill is only this tall, it's far enough away from you that the crest of that hill is going to make that angle for you to see that. So
now this is because our angle of attack is reflecting and seeing the sky, and that creates
angle of attack is not an optical term. It is a flight term, Dave.
A false horizon. So these dolphins are far beyond this line that we think is a physical curve, but they're beyond it. That's just one thing, right? So let me explain that a little better.
But I also think you're underestimating. Do you know what a mirage is?
A mirage? A mirage? Well, we're seeing in the mirage. This is a mirage.
It's a form of mirage. It's a form of mirage in that when you're driving on the highway and you're on a long flat road and you look far ahead, maybe a couple miles ahead, and it looks like there's a large puddle of water on the ground.
That's mirage. That's what you're seeing out here.
Right. What you're seeing is the refraction of light from the sky being refracted at in this case, on the road, you have a hot road so that the density of air above the road is different than the density of the air off the road because the concrete gets hotter than like grass and soil. So you're seeing light from the sky refracted, not like bouncing up. It's actually refracted in the different density of the heat above the road to you in the car. That's why it looks blue, because you're actually seeing light from the sky refracted through the gradient of air densities to you as a driver. This is a similar effect. It's nothing to debunk the curvature of the Earth. It's just a trick of optics, much like a rainbow or like I said, a mirage in the desert on the highway.
Right. So we'll talk a little bit more about perspective, if you don't mind. All right.
So we just switch to topics now.
No, we're still on it. Perspective. I'm talking about the horizon. I'm going to show you how we can see farther by raising our height. So can you tell which line is the higher line?
This is, again, a perspective and scale thing.
Absolutely, 100%. And can you tell which one is the longer line? Again, perspective and scale. You know, this is good. You got this. This is easy. So right here.
Before you put the picture on it, this is the higher line. This is the longer line. I mean, until you put that picture there, you don't know what's what. It before the photo is put in place, the relationship of those lines is two-dimensional. But Dave likes his little optical getches, doesn't he? Doesn't he? He just loves them. Hey, Citizen 9.
Plant right here is about 5 feet above the deck. So this line is 5 feet higher than the orange line, and then the water is about 10 feet below the deck.
Okay,
and so,
again, this is a scale issue.
I'm showing you.
You've just put a horizontal line on something that's not horizontal because you're not looking at enough of the Earth. And it looks parallel. They all look parallel, but they all look horizontal. But it doesn't mean that horizon, the edge of the water back there, is perfectly flat to an infinite disk.
I'm not talking about curvature. I'm just talking about the level.
I thought we were talking about curvature. I thought that was the horizon.
Let's let him finish the point.
Right. And then I really haven't made a point yet. I've been interrupted a lot. All right. So what I'm pointing out here is this line is 15
Cygnus.
feet lower than this line. So this is how our eyes see, and people have to interpret all of this. Right. So going back to where we were. So here's a shot, same place, and this glossy part of the water here, just a smooth part of the water out here. I actually was out here in the water. This is probably 100 yards out. Let's call it a quarter mile, right? So it's a quarter mile to here, from this beach is right here to here. That's about a quarter mile, maybe less, probably 10, but let's just call it a quarter mile. It doesn't matter. The horizon out here where this little rainbow is, that's miles and miles out there. So perspective has, not only does it bring the sides in and the top and the bottom together, it brings the back forward. Right.
Well, can I also say something about this image? It doesn't have anything to scale what you're showing me.
What I'm showing you is, and you can do this yourself, is the foreground. You have a much better angle of attack. So I have a better graphic for it, which I got to look for.
Well, hold on. But before you move off this image, I just want to point out, like, you put your finger here, and you said it was a quarter mile to go from here to here. Yeah. But there's nothing in this picture that gives me any of that any of the perspective to make that happen. Right. I'm just saying that, like, those are numbers you're saying. Yeah.
So I'm saying, go out and verify this stuff yourself. Like, when you take a picture, it's not as easy to show everything you need. So this line here is the same distance, and this is just the average, as from this line to this line, and then the same distance is to this next line, and then the next line, and they all just crunch together. That's how perspective works. It's not a theory. Right. I mean, so it's getting crunched from together. So the same thing happens. Here's an orthographic view. So I'm standing here where you see me. I'm looking down at this ship, and if I move it out here, let's just call this a mile just for a number, the ship gets smaller. And I move it another mile, it gets smaller. I move it another mile, it gets smaller, right? Another mile, and it just gets compressed into the point where the ship will keep getting smaller, but it's not going any farther into my field of vision because I can't determine any farther distance.
But didn't you just say it was getting farther?
It is getting farther, but I can't, in my range of vision, that mile is imperceivable to me. All right. Same thing with the sky, right? So here are those lines. The sky, this distance here is the same as from here to here. It's the same as from there to there. And then it all compresses into the horizon. So just imagine all of these lines are equally spaced. That's how we see. It's just perspective. So
okay, I see. Not to interrupt you again. I'm not trying to. I see what you're going with. You're saying that the reason that the curvature does not prove the fact that something disappears over the quote unquote horizon does not prove the curvature of the Earth, because you're saying that the way our vision works, so we look down an infinitely long hallway, the ceiling and everything comes together at a point at the end, right?
I'm not saying that at all. No.
That's what you were showing on those pictures, right? Everything compresses so you get farther away.
What I'm showing is that thing. I'm not talking about curvature yet. I'm getting there. This is just about how things go into and beyond the horizon. For example, excuse my horrible graphics, right? So I'm standing here. Let's say this is just a 3-foot box. I'm 6 feet tall. I can see the water. Like, let's say this is water. This is a boat, whatever. I can't see the surface of the water from here to here because this box is blocking my view, right?
Okay. On the other side of the box, you can't see. I
can't see the water, but I can see the water from here forward.
Sure.
Right? Now, if I slide that box out, the box is going to get smaller and smaller, but now I can't see all of the water in this greater area. And that greater area, I'm going to reduce it. I got the same thing. As I move the box out, the amount of area of water that's being hidden by that 3-foot box is getting longer and longer. Right?
I don't see what this relates to at all as far as like flat Earth or curvature.
Boats going over the horizon. Okay. So when it's all the way out here, this line to me looks parallel, even though I'm looking down over a 3-foot box, because everything is ramped up the way we see.
Yeah. So you're making the same argument. You're making the same argument that you did with the picture. You're saying that since if you look far enough into the distance, everything compacts and comes together. And this is a perspective art exercise, basically, right? When in elementary and middle school, you put a dot in the middle of a art paper, and then you draw lines to each corner, and then you draw like a cityscape, but all the angles point to that one vanishing point. That's an artificial way we can make up something like this. You're saying that as you look farther and farther away, everything comes together, and therefore it's not that it passes over the curvature, that it just gets smaller, and our perspective squashes it. But what you're correct in is that everything does squash together, but the problem is that vanishing point should be a parallel line. Those the top and bottom of these images, those lines you're drawing that crunch up to come together that you were doing before, like the sky lines and the sea lines, those will crunch up and come together, and they will come together at what we call the vanishing point. the point I discussed in like art class. They'll come together at the vanishing point. But the problem is if you look at the power lines that go across Lake Pontchartrain, for instance, those power lines have a top and a bottom, and they should all, you know, as they go off into the distance, they do get smaller because of this perspective argument you've been talking about. But the problem is after a couple miles, you see them curve over the curvature of the Earth, and those vanishing lines just keep going. Like if you were to put a parallel line at the top of each of the first power lines and just draw straight lines out, like their angle would meet at some point off in the horizon, but the actual power lines go under that and over the curvature of the Earth. Like this is kind of a roundabout way of saying, yeah, stuff disappears, but it's not because it goes over the curvature of the Earth. It's just because of the way humans see. And yeah, that's the way humans see, but it's also because it's disappearing out of your point of view because of the curvature of the Earth.
I suppose
If I show you something, good.
Well, the only other remark I'd like to add to that is the order in which things disappear as they come into perspective from the horizon. For instance, like if it's a large tanker ship or whatever coming out from
Hey, Lindsay.
the horizon, you see the top come out first, and then
because the top is higher, the bottom is the lowest point of view you have. Your angle of attack is harder and harder to resolve. I have a new graphic, and it has disappeared.
Your angle of attack is harder and harder to resolve. What the fuck are you talking about, Dave?
That it would perfectly explain that where I was heading to. For some reason, I can't find it this second.
Well, one really good example of this is if you look at I believe it's called the Turning Tower in Sweden. It's in Denmark, Sweden, and you can see it from Copenhagen. And it's there. So if I were to draw a little, like there's a body of water here, Turning Tower here, and Copenhagen's here. And because of the body of water and the fact that there's land on both sides, you can look at the Turning Tower from different places in Copenhagen. So you can just drive down the coast and be farther and farther and farther away from it. So you can do 10 kilometers, 20 kilometers, 30, 40, or I'm sorry, I think it's 10,000 kilometers, 20,000 kilometers. So like people will do this. They'll look at the Turning Tower. And the reason this is such a good example is because the Turning Tower, it looks like it's been twisted, right? There's 9 different like blocks in it, 9 different sections. And each one is twisted slightly from the X, so it makes this nice, beautiful. It's a beautiful building. This curlicue effect, and so since the building is segmented so well from a distance, you can go to 10,000 kilomiles. Listen to me, kilomiles. What am I doing? Kilometers away, and you can see that you see all 9 sections, and then you can go to 30,000 kilometers away, and you can see, I think it's 7 or 8, and you can keep going, and it just keeps disappearing, and it disappears like John's saying. It disappears from the bottom up.
Disappears from the bottom up just for the reason that I showed you, because things get smaller and smaller, but they don't appear to go farther into your depth of field because you can't resolve that information anymore.
That's fucking stupid. What the fuck did you just say? That didn't make any sense, Dave.
Because it doesn't get to you because of the curvature of the Earth.
Wouldn't the entire object itself, like,
hey, U.S. Editor,
if it were flat,
you can hide
the object would uniformly disappear.
It would disappear from the bottom up.
No, Dave, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. Not on a flat Earth. It would just pop out of view. It would get small, small, small. The whole thing, not just part of it. Not just fucking part of it. What are you talking about? The whole thing, Dave. Now, on a curved Earth, just like you see a car go over a fucking overpass, the thing starts being unseen bottom up.
Bottom up.
I mean, they aren't smart enough to make that connection between boats going over the horizon and cars going over the horizon. Hey, Mr. Matt Bat.
It would disappear from the bottom up. Because the bottom, when it's out in the distance, you have the lowest view. When you look up, you have a much better angle of attack. But as it gets smaller, it all disappears into the horizon.
It doesn't.
No, man. Shit doesn't disappear into the horizon, you dumb fuck. Oh, my God.
Disappear into the horizon. I'm sorry. What happened?
I mean, this is like 2010 or 2000. This is like 2020 arguments. What the fuck, Dave?
This is the visual
like, if you look in your
information.
okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry, the visual information of the bottom of the visual, the photons that come from the sun and bounce off the bottom of the tower do not reach you because of the curvature of the Earth. That's what's happening.
So here's an example. These boats are hidden behind the curve.
What do you mean? Here's an example. He's already debunked you, Dave. He's already used physics to debunk you. Now you're going to show some shit shot with the P1000?
Curvature of the Earth, according to Globe. But in reality, they're
Right. The more you zoom in, you don't see any more of it, Dave. According to you, you would.
just behind an artificial horizon, right? If you watch this boat, it's just going behind.
Well, it's going.
No, it's going behind the horizon. It's not an artificial horizon, dipshit. You know what the artificial horizon is? That's in a plane. It's that ball that moves around. Jesus Christ, Dave's dumb.
Behind a wave.
It's going right. And so
I mean,
these little waves in the foreground, my finger can't hide my face, right? My finger can't hide my face, but if I brought it up here, it could.
Right, if you put your face behind it, dipshit, it will. But are those waves at eye level? No, they're not. They're down at the fucking ground. Now take your finger and put it at your feet. You fucking piece of shit.
Hide everything. So a small wave in the foreground can hide a city in the background.
No, it can't, Dave. It fucking can't. Not on a flat Earth.
But it's not constant.
No, it's not hiding a city in the background.
I mean, like if it's a wave, it's like a temporary hiding.
Yeah, that's why you can see the boat coming back and coming back.
You can't see past a certain point, right? Past the horizon. Like,
yeah.
I really don't think that this guy and this guy know exactly how fucking insane Dave is. I really don't.
Independent of waves.
I still don't understand how this says the fact that everything smushes down as it gets farther makes it so that a flat Earth works. The only
Hey, Phil.
explanation for this is if the curvature of the Earth hides the thing you're looking at.
I don't understand what you're saying. No, it's hiding behind what I call an artificial horizon.
Okay, I don't think that's a thing. That's an optical. At best, it's a mirage that's playing tricks with the difference in densities of the air. But it's not an artificial horizon. That sounds like a term that sounds very official, but it's not a thing.
No.
So here, you know what? I'm trying to find a graphic that fully explains what I was going at. But can we talk about the sun setting over the ocean or over in the distance? The sun sets from the bottom up, and because it's kind of the same thing. Yeah. No.
Sure. Yeah, it's the curvature of the Earth. It's
the curvature of the Earth.
First of all, what do you think the sun is? I want to ask a question here.
I don't know what the sun is. I don't think it's a physical object.
You don't believe the sun's a physical object?
You can see. I mean,
Right, seriously, man. Do non-physical objects burn you? Can a non-physical object burn you just by being exposed to it?
there's some light getting emitted.
And it's just hilarious that he wants to. He thinks he can debate people of science, but he doesn't know what the sun is. I mean, are you serious? It's like wanting to argue with a Formula One driver when you're Amish.
Have you ever had a sunburn, Dave?
There's energy coming from a point in the sky. If you take a magnifying glass and you focus it to a little point, like when you used to burn ants, if you lift that up a foot off the ground, that point is still there in the air, right? It puts a little fog, a little smoke, a little spray. You'll see it. It'll be in the air. I think that the sun that we see is a focal point of energy coming from a source above the firmament.
Okay.
You're a fucking idiot. Oh my God, you're an idiot.
Well,
okay, that's an interesting question. What is the firmament?
I don't know.
What is it? What is it made out of?
I don't know. What's the firmament? I don't know. So something that he doesn't know what it is inside another thing that he doesn't know what it is.
I don't know. I can't touch it. You can read biblical stuff that
Oh
says,
my
you know, it's made
God.
of glass or whatever. Some people think it's made of ice. I don't know. I can't touch it, so I
Wait,
don't
so
know.
you're saying that from your perspective, the sun is breaching the source of light is coming outside of the firmament?
I think he's trying. I think, and correct me if I'm misstating this, Dave. I believe he's saying that the sun that we see is a focal point of, I guess, the firmament focusing outside energies into the dome.
I don't know. That's just my theory. I'm not going to go there because I have no proof of it. Right?
But
I have no proof of it.
Okay, but I've seen some of your videos where you talk about how I believe you said this in this movie. John mentioned Level With Me, that they would fire missiles up at the firmament. You could see them, scrape the firmament and then explode. So like that. Nobody thought.
I didn't.
Did he used to have a solar panel? Jesus Christ!
I did not say that. I said.
I mean, you don't have to be smart to sell shit.
There has been
or install shit.
Videos where you do see it looks like something skimming across water in the sky. Again,
that's what I said. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if that's happening, why can't we describe the firmament to me? Why can't you describe the firmament to me?
I think that I was speaking with a NASA whistleblower.
Because it doesn't fucking exist, man, and he knows it doesn't. Look at him, look at where his eyes go. You can just tell he's dodgy. You can tell he's just looking for answers. Just trying to read them out of the air.
Blower, and he said that at 72 miles up, that there becomes like a thicker plasma, then it becomes water, then it becomes solid, and that.
So he looks up to the left. That's one of the signs of being a liar, of not knowing the answers. Of basically, you're looking up into the sky to find them.
That's what he said, and he said that NASA has the ability. Excuse me. To go up there and explore, but they're forbidden. And that's all he would tell me. Forbidden by who? I don't know.
Okay, how do we have an International Space Station currently staffed by humans that will give us? Now, I know you're going to say that the live feed is hooey, but there are humans up there on the International Space Station that are looking down at a very curved ball globe Earth. And how did they get up there?
We have that. Let's finish with perspective on Earth. We don't talk about the space station. Happy to do that, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I mean,
right,
if you have your video loaded on,
there's a lot of things that you're talking about, and I just want to show you. So this bridge here, this is just miraging into the distance and curving, right?
Yeah.
It's a flat road. This is what you're seeing on the Pontchartrain power lines, right?
No, it's not, Dave. It's not
the same thing. And so this guy is going to disappear.
No, that's not what you see at all. There's no miraging on the Lake Pontchartrain Causeway.
Into the apparent horizon, which is here. I'm going to fast forward a little bit. Too far. So he's just going, this is what the sun does too, right? It goes into this, right?
No, it doesn't, Dave. On a flat Earth, it wouldn't get anywhere near it. You got a flat Earth, the sun would never go below 25 degrees, no matter where you were.
I'll show you side by side. So here we have
the sun would make a horizontal path in the sky that would go up and down as the day, it'd go down a little bit and then it'd go up again. It'd make like a U shape. See, in reality, it makes a frowny face shape.
This is with a lens on, a solar lens, but I think I have it without it. So this is what the sun is doing. We're zoomed in on a sunset. And this guy does the same thing. He literally disappears into the horizon.
On some days, not all days have a mirage, Dave. Not all days are like this. So
now the ground is
he's not disappearing into horizon. He's disappearing into an optical effect done by the difference in density of air.
And that's what the sun is doing. That's what the sun is doing.
The sun is a ball of gas that emits
in a space vacuum.
Yes.
So
Because it's a ball.
I'm sorry.
It's
That's what you're saying. I don't want to interrupt. Sorry.
Okay. No, it's a ball. It's a very large ball, like an extremely gigantic ball of oxygen and hydrogen, and it's burning. It's not so much oxygen that burns off, but it does what we would love to do here in America. We do nuclear fission here, where we split the atom. There, it takes nuclear fusion, and because there's so much iron and hydrogen in there, the gravitational forces are so much that it can push all this together and create nuclear fusion. And then it's just a nuclear reactor. It's a nuclear reactor that's going to burn until the Earth. We're all long dead. The satellite here, this is going to be gone before we have to worry about that. And that gives off radiation. It's an actual object that we can study. We can track in the sky. It has a gravitational pull that works. I'm sure you don't believe that our solar system. I'm sure you don't believe that the solar system rotates around the sun, but I'm also sure you don't believe that the gravitational forces of the sun are what keeps everything in our solar system.
Yeah, well, Lindsay, everyone works for NASA. It's all part of NASA. See, understand the Chinese space agency, the Canadian Space Agency, JAXA, the Israeli Space Agency, all of them. They all work for NASA. So you just have to talk about NASA.
Where it is, as our solar system rotates around the center of the galaxy.
So we're all over the place. You're bringing, and this is okay. You're just bringing up lots of different topics. I haven't finished one yet. One of my fault. I couldn't find what I wanted to show you.
Does Dave think he's like educating these guys? Is that what's going on in that little empty head of his?
I'm so done talking about this perspective argument because it's going nowhere.
Well, I haven't made a point yet because
you don't understand it, Dave. You can't make a point. You don't understand perspective. No flat earther does.
As you keep bringing up other topics, right? And so then you brought up the sun. That it's gases in a vacuum. What does gas do uncontained? Like
if there's enough of it, it coagulates. It comes together to form a ball, Dave, because a ball is the most economical shape, the most not economical, the most convenient shape, the most conservative shape is a ball, right? You can't get any more perfect than a ball. And if it has enough gravity, enough mass of gas, it's going to all come together as a ball, Dave.
I had
without fail
a jar of gas in a room that had no air. What happens when I open the jar?
Okay, again, see, you're going to make a really strange scale argument here. So if you have gas in a jar, like a high pressure gas in a jar, and you open it evaporates, right? It goes all over the room.
It finally fills the available space.
Right.
Always.
Then why hasn't your Atmo plane done that yet, Dave? Why hasn't the Atmo plane filled the dome yet?
So how much
thermodynamic?
I mean, they think they understand physics. They do shit like cite like principles of physics like this. It fills the container, but then they can't reconcile that with the fact that their flat Earth dome doesn't have any air up at the top. They can't reconcile that.
How much gas do you need before it decides to collapse?
See, their problem is they try and use physics to debunk physics. You can't do that.
On itself.
You want a number?
Yeah, I mean, do you believe that if you have a certain amount of gas, it'll finally collapse on itself instead of expand?
Yes.
Do you have any proof of that?
That's yes.
Yes, the sun. The fucking sun, Dave. Every star you see in the fucking sky, Dave.
I have proof of that because that's how the sun works. That's how
our
Earth was formed.
Work. That's how you believe. You don't have any proof of it. You're told
No, that's how science knows, Dave. We know this.
That, and you believe it because it's in textbooks. All right, back to perspective. Here's the sun. I'm in New York City. I'm looking straight up. It's noon. It's 1 o'clock now. And so now the sun has gone beyond the building. I'm looking straight up. You see the perspective, right? You with me?
Yeah.
I'm just showing you. I'm looking straight up. So is the sun below the horizon, or is it just beyond the building?
It's probably not a building. It's probably a brick wall or something like that,
Easy
There is-
question.
or a floor.
Easy question.
It's beyond the building because
it's
that's
beyond
the
the building.
That's the angle you decided to take this picture.
Let me make my points.
You asked the question, I answered it.
I know. This simple answer is all you need. All right. So this is a perspective grid, and we have a guy here. This is his eye line, and we can see this mountain is 3,000 feet above his eye line.
Mhm.
Okay? You're with me? It's not in scale. My graphics aren't professional, right? And so the sun, as it moves away, it goes beyond the mountain. It's not below the horizon. It's
Yes, it's below the horizon of the mountain. See, right there, that jagged line at the top between this line here, that's the horizon, Dave.
beyond the mountain from his point of view, correct?
For
Just
his
like
point of view,
beyond-
it's
yeah.
beyond the mountain for his point of view, but that doesn't prove
two
anything.
ways. Let me make my points.
I'm
Okay.
waiting.
Sometimes,
You can't take Dave off script or he fucks up.
well, sometimes you have to wait a little longer than one sentence. All right.
Well, okay, but Dave, I'm going to tell you right now.
Oh yeah, people watch these guys. People watch like ignorant people, kids. Watch people like Dave. Cuz he's cool cuz he wears a hat backwards. And he's been on TV. So they listen to what he says. And it's dangerous.
Now
I mean, they scoff at that, but they are fucking dangerous.
I'm getting very frustrated listening to this long rant about perspective. Land it.
But I
Well, we've got an hour and a half left. Hour and 40 minutes left.
I haven't finished the point yet. So there's,
I haven't seen this yet. I'm not spoiling anything because I haven't seen it yet. So
I'm trying to keep you engaged. I'm trying not to just constantly talk, and I let you talk every time you interrupt. It's fine. There's two ways that he could see the sun again. One, go up in the air. Two, go backwards. So let's go backwards. Let's say we'll go backwards 20 miles, right? So he's backwards 20 miles.
No.
He can see the sun again.
no, Dave, you wouldn't be able to do that, Dave. No, if you went back 20 miles, you would be further past the horizon. You'd be further back on the globe. So no, you wouldn't see the sun if you went back further. I'm sorry.
Because this line here, is that at his eye level or is that 3,000 feet above his eye level?
This I don't really know how to answer this because that graphic is vastly different than the one you showed us before. You're basically just changing graphics and saying
When
you can see it.
When you're standing next to a building or a mountain, it's high in the air. Go 20 miles away, the top of that thing will appear to be at your eye level. I can look over at
Instantly.
New York City right now. It's 25 miles away, and those buildings, the tops of those buildings look like they're at my eye level. I know they're not, but they
Right.
look like it due to perspective. Hang with me just for a moment. All right, let me make my point. And
See right here, you got the top of the mountains level with his eye line. On the other one, it wasn't. The mountain was like way higher, right? Here it's way higher,
as it moves away,
right? Here's his head. So no, even on a flat Earth, if the sun went down right here, if the sun was here and he went back further, even on a flat Earth, you wouldn't see the sun. The further back you went, the further down the sun would go, because even on a flat Earth, the mountain's higher than his eye line. So he couldn't, the mountain would never go below his eye line. Ever.
it goes physical obstruction, but it's not at his eye level. It appears to be at his eye level, and the sun just goes.
No, right there, that would be at his eye level, Dave, because it's at his eye level. See, right here is where the horizon should be. You've got it way up here, which means he's underwater, Dave.
Beyond it, like the sun went beyond the building.
Okay.
Global will say this is Earth curvature, and there's no other explanation. I just gave you another explanation.
Well,
No, you fudged a lot of shit. You put him underwater. And no, you didn't, Dave. You didn't give another explanation.
how does this work in Wyoming where there are no mountains?
Because the atmosphere, even without clouds, becomes opaque over distance. I'll show you that.
No, unless it's foggy. You got atmospheric haze, but that would take hundreds and hundreds of miles, Dave.
Atmosphere actually becomes opaque over distance.
Okay, you just said that atmosphere becomes opaque over distance, but you just showed earlier that we can zoom in and see stuff. See,
yeah, but wait, no. Hold on. Zoom in and see stuff locally. But when you're looking really far, it becomes opaque over distance. For example.
So why can you see stars just above the horizon, Dave? Why? Those are about as far away as you can fucking get, man. How come you can see stars that are thousands and thousands of miles away at the horizon? Or the sun when it sets? The sun's at least 4,000 miles away, right? How come you can see the sun 4,000 miles away when it sets, but you can't see a boat that's 30? Why is that, Dave?
Here is good. So good. Why I'm pulling it up.
Yeah, in this image, you still have the light from the side. So you're saying that the sun went beyond the viewpoint, the vantage point, but then how are you still getting light from the sun? I don't know if I quite follow.
The light
still day.
Yeah, and not only that, he can look behind him and still see the light behind him. How does that work on a flat Earth, Dave? See, if the sun is close enough to illuminate everything that's behind you, it should be close enough that you could see it.
The light attenuates. Right. The light goes out pretty far, and then the sun will take its light with it when it goes far enough away. Now,
take its light with it.
You can have a light in another room behind a wall, and the light will come over the top of that wall. You'll be able to see it, even though you don't see the light. You'll be able to the actual physical light.
Right? And how does that light get to you over the wall?
Well, it's lighting up I say it's exciting the gases in the sky. That's how we see the light. I mean, this sun is clearly just coming towards the viewer. This viewer isn't falling.
It's exciting the gas in the air. What?
Forward at 1,000 miles an hour.
Okay.
It's just igniting.
No. That sun is not.
No, see, you got photons that are going through the atmosphere, and they're bouncing off shit in the atmosphere, like dust particles and shit, Dave. That's how we see light. It doesn't excite the gases in the air, you stupid fuck.
Coming towards the viewer at whatever 1,000 miles an hour you said. What you're looking at is
and he thinks he can have a discussion. He thinks he can try and educate people like this guy and this guy. He thinks he can educate these people.
Another proof of a globe model is because the sun takes a different arc through the sky at different times. So this person has just happened to be at a point in the globe where the sun is taking an arc that looks like this, and it's going to be over here. It's not going to go straight up and over everybody because of seasons. So we
can get into that. But this is the one I wanted to show you. All right. So if the Earth was spinning, the sun would go down, 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 and it would just keep on going. It would just keep on going, 15 degrees per hour, whatever they say. But when
right, and then opposite, if you turn around 180 degrees and you wait 12 hours later, you know where it's going to come up? Right where you're looking.
When you have a very clear sky with no humidity, super clear day, usually has to be around free.
And any telescope that tracks that path, halfway between the time that it came up back there and went down over here, the telescope's going to be pointing straight the fuck down, Dave. How does that work on a flat Earth?
Freezing, so there's no humidity in the air. And from an elevated position, this is a drone up as high as I can get it. The sun went down, 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 and then it stopped. And it literally sat in the same spot for 10 minutes. This is super.
No, it didn't, Dave. No, it didn't. The sun did not literally sit there, stopped for 10 minutes. You're a fucking liar.
Super sped up, right? And so this is a super clear day. I'm super zoomed in.
No, that's not a super clear day, Dave. That's a lot of haze in the air.
and the sun sat here. Now my friends are at the beach over here. It's dark. The sun set from the bottom up 10 minutes ago, but I can still see it, right? And here's the thing: out of focus, doesn't matter. It sat there and it stopped going down because it's going away, and then it disappeared into the soup of the clear air, and it took it with it.
Yeah, that's not clear air, Dave. That's extreme. That's a lot of haze. Dave's dumb, and he's very dishonest.
I'm sorry, but I don't believe any of that. The sun, just because you have an image of the sun disappearing.
You don't believe this. You don't believe
No, I don't. Not at all.
I mean, they believe shit like that Flatzoid was talking about yesterday about how the Bible says the sun and moon stopped for like, how many days did they say? Hey, biggest August, so they could fight a war or a battle? Like all day or some shit? I said, no, it was a few minutes. It was a total solar eclipse. God stopped the sun from shining is what the Bible should say, because it just describes an eclipse.
The sun can take its light away. So what is this? Tell me what this is.
I mean, the Bible doesn't say stopped it from moving. It just said stopped the sun.
What that is as the sun goes down over the horizon,
it stopped going down. It stopped. You have to accept the point. If the Earth is spinning, that it would constantly go down at the same rate, but it went down, 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 and when it got to this point, it stopped.
Dave, first of all,
no, it didn't stop, Dave.
I'm gonna be very clear here. I don't have to believe this video you showed me because it can be doctored in another way.
100%. But let's say you verified that actually was filmed.
Okay, find another video like that, Dave. Find another one. Just one more. You won't find another one, Dave, because it's an outlier. It's an anomaly. It has to do with the atmosphere, how hazy it is, the fact that you're not using a fucking solar filter, the fact that cameras will auto-adjust exposure. You're looking straight into a fucking light source. So, and plus the fact that you're a dishonest fuck and we don't believe anything you present. Nothing you present is honest.
Film. What would your excuse be?
It would be that what you're seeing is the sunlight refracted over the curvature of the Earth. That's what a sunset is. So that's why it's like blue on the top and red on the bottom, because that's the difference in thermal densities.
You're saying the sun was going down, 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 and when it got right before it set, it started refracting. So even though it's set, it just keeps refracting. And then
I'm saying it didn't stop like that, and that looks very fishy. That looks very fishy. So
that's what the Globers said, and so I filmed it.
Yes, we're smarter than you, Dave. We are smarter than you.
Another time, they still said I photoshopped it, so I live streamed it, and they still don't know what to say. Right? They're screaming and everything. You can do this yourself. You won't, but you.
Yes, if you have a digital camera that will auto adjust the exposure for you in real time, and you don't use a solar filter. Yes, that will happen, Dave. Now try it again with a solar filter.
You can.
Okay, well, hold on. We talked about the firmament and gravity and everything, and you didn't want to talk about that because you didn't know anything about that.
No,
I'm supposed to believe this video.
Well, no, you're not. You're supposed to say, okay, you know what? Maybe he's not lying. Maybe I need to go verify that, but I don't think you're interested.
I think there certainly can be explanations for any optical visual effect.
And see, Dave, if you ask Dave where you should go do research, he'll give you a link to his fucking app, to his website, which will have, or his YouTube channel, which will have plenty of links that you can go and research it for yourself.
I mean,
like just refraction.
Well, like refraction, but that's
reflection.
Dependent
why did it stop? Why did it stop going down?
I argue it didn't. I argue
like so I don't know the atmospheric conditions. I don't know the atmospheric conditions in that area.
It was 32 degrees. It was super dry, super clear, and
no, that's not super clear, Dave. That's not super clear.
And the sun
that's over a landscape or
it's over water? It's over land. over Pennsylvania.
Okay. So you are this
I just recently found my charger, my Sony battery charger for my Sony camera. I didn't have it charged up before, so I couldn't mess with it. Here it is. It's a Sony Nex 7, 24.3 megapixel. The sensor's in really good shape. And I took the body cap, cut a hole in it, and across the hole, I have glued on a holder, a 3D printed holder, the black thing, that'll hold a pinhole. It's a laser created pinhole. So I've got incredible depth of field. So I want to take this back. I want to take this out again and do some photographs. I took some. Where can I play? I don't think you can see them. Well, like, here's one. No, you can't see that. But it's pretty good. It's not crisp focus, but it's a pinhole camera. 24 megapixel pinhole camera. I think that's kind of neat. And I don't have any lenses for the camera. This is the only lens I own for the camera. I mean, I could probably buy one for about $50, like a prime 50 millimeter. But and I think no, this is I don't think that's a full size. I don't think that's a full frame. But yeah, Nex 7 is supposed to be a nice camera. The only problem is the balance. I need to know how to reset the MEMS device in it, because when I use the auto level, it's off a little bit. I mean, I can tell that it's off just like a few degrees. So anyway, thought that was interesting. I do want to get out and shoot some landscapes with it. I'll be right back.
this type of evidence completely convinces you that we don't live on a globe, but we live on a disk that is stationary and is covered by a firmament.
This is just one thing.
Okay, but you believe we live on a circular disk covered by a firmament?
No, I don't believe we live on a circular disk, and I'm not sure what we're covered by. But I do know that the nature of gas is it needs to be contained. Water needs to be contained, and biblically, there's all sorts of stuff, but I don't want to go biblically.
I don't have to go biblically. I mean,
that can be explained very easily through Newton's law of gravitational forces. Anything, very simply put, Newton's law of gravitation means that anything that has mass will attract anything else that has mass. And that can be anything as small as a part of a molecule of water to water, or a molecule of oxygen to oxygen, aka, gases attract gases. Mm-hmm. But because in a more elaborate sense, gravity is the curvature of space-time based on a massive object pulling everything to one point. So the reason that gases don't just evaporate off the surface of the Earth is because the Earth is extremely massive, and it pulls all of those gas molecules and holds them together. And that's why we have an atmosphere. That's why we can breathe. Huh?
Yeah. So the gravity holds the gas down. And
the gravity pulls every individual molecule of air down towards the center of the Earth.
And it's stronger than the Tor 17 vacuum of space.
Yes.
Okay. And how?
A vacuum doesn't have a force, Dave. What the fuck? Vacuums don't suck, but your mom does.
How come I can suck air and water up and away from gravity with the weak vacuum of my lungs?
Because what you are... Again, I hate to keep coming back to this. It's scale. The gravitational pull of the Earth is a 1/r² law, meaning that the farther you get away from something, the less.
He isn't listening to him. He isn't listening to him at all.
Less pull it has.
He's like a kid that doesn't want to be in church.
So at the The surface of the Earth, we get about 9.
It's like his grandma should have put more Oreos in his jacket pocket.
0.8 meters per second squared acceleration of gravity. That holds my big ass down here on the Earth, everybody else here. So that's fine. As you get farther and farther away from the Earth, it's weaker, which means that once you get out to the atmosphere, we don't have, it's not a consistent like air all the way up to like 10 miles. Okay.
It gets thinner and thinner.
Right. Because it has less and less pull from gravity.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Cygnus. But you've seen those videos and vacuums must be powerful.
Right.
You can even measure this in real spec
gas does
for
escape.
people.
But
Gas does escape to space.
How do you know that?
Escape.
How do you know that? You're told that.
Because we've measured a hydrogen or helium cloud, or hydrogen or helium. I think it's hydrogen. We've measured a hydrogen cloud that like goes out past the moon, dipshit. Remember when you were making those videos talking about that the moon's in Earth's atmosphere because of the hydrogen cloud? Remember those, Dave?
No,
You're told that. You have no proof of that.
How do you think? Why does water? Why do air bubbles rise in water? Why do air bubbles rise in water?
Buoyancy and density. Buoyancy and density.
Okay, exactly.
Because of gravity, Dave. Because of gravity. You don't get buoyancy and density without gravity.
That's exactly the same concept.
Gravity, but just to show you, this is just, I have a glass dome on a white rug, and I'm just taking a pen light, and I'm going straight across, and we'll just watch what happens, right? This is, so as I come across, the light, here it appeared, it goes over. So if you were inside this dome, here's your sun. No, hold on. Just watch what happens. As it goes away, it's going down, 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 down. And then it stops. It sits there and it fades out. And then when it comes back, the light's going to come back. The light will just fade and come just like what I filmed.
Except I can sit down.
Except we're inside this, Dave. And our atmosphere isn't solid glass, Dave.
But I can sit down and use optics and ray tracing and show you why the camera angle, your light angle will reflect off of this in a certain angle. And so when you move the light over here, you see it move the reflection.
He like just sits around all day thinking of shit that looks like what he wants to prove a point on. And then he uses it.
Moves, but when it's moving parallel away, the reflection doesn't move.
And he thinks he's winning an argument. He thinks he's doing good.
You're creating a solution to a problem that didn't exist.
Why, when the sun was going down, 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 why did it stop at the horizon?
Because of refraction, Dave. Refraction and exposure. Do it with a solar filter, Dave. Do it with a solar filter.
Still don't. I'm not going to entertain your argument that it did.
Okay, so if you found out that it did, you have something to think about. How's that? Would you agree with that? That you would have something to think about? Okay.
See, he can't back anything he claims up. He's just here to put doubt in people's minds. He's just here to gaslight people to the point that they'll give up. They'll just give up.
Okay.
They'll go and start watching flat earth videos. They'll watch shit on his fucking channel, and they'll just give up. That's what he's here for. He's here to fucking fuck people's intellect up.
Perfect.
And I'm a condensed matter physicist, and I would call up my buddy. I'd call up my buddies that were astro guys, and I'd be like, "Hey, what was this?" They're like, "Oh, that's that thing."
Oh yes, Stanley. He's a pimp. He's just a fucking flat earth pimp. He pimps out other flat earthers on his channel.
That happens when there's too much nitrogen in the atmosphere.
I'd love to hear an explanation.
But Dave, let me just say that I've given you several explanations, and you don't want to hear them. You just want to keep talking about perspective.
No, you said refraction, that it's refracting up below the horizon.
Well, that's probably the best excerpt. There's probably you probably saw that video. I could probably have an atmospheric geologist or somebody explain away based on a weird quirk of hot, high, and low zones in the atmosphere.
And Dave, no matter what causes it, if we know the cause, we can calculate that and use the heliocentric model as the basis, and it will fit. Can't fit on a flat Earth, man. Number one, the sun wasn't getting smaller. So,
Okay.
It's definitely not that the sun stopped and moved away from the Earth, because if that happened, we'd all be dead.
Well, that's in the heliocentric world. Yes.
Do you know?
yes, guess what? You're living in the heliocentric world, dipshit. Do you know what the heliocentric model is, Dave? It's a measurement of everything. It's a measurement. It's recorded observations and quantified measurements of everything, Dave. All of reality. That's what the heliocentric model is. So,
You
I
don't
don't
live in
believe
a
and you know, every bit of the heliocentric model matches reality. So it's not like we're just making shit up. It actually measures and matches reality.
well, of
I
course
don't
you
live in
don't
the
live in a
heliocentric world.
No, you
Right.
don't.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
So, like, when did you change? When did you change your perspective on
When I tried to prove
heliocentricity?
the globe, in
So
2014.
how did you try to prove the globe?
Yeah.
I was
Lay these experiments on me.
Yeah, I said, okay, a boat's over the horizon. That proves the globe. And then I realized that we're seeing things that are way farther than the physical limitations of a globe. And they told me refraction. And so I bought a Nikon P900 that had just come out at the time. And I went down and I zoomed in on a buoy that was over 10 miles away. And literally, it was a perfectly calm, cool day. And I'm sitting down. The camera is, let's say, it's probably a foot off the ground, but let's say it was 2 feet. And I could see that buoy and I could see the water beyond the buoy, 10 miles. There should be 66 feet of curvature. So I said, curvature formula is wrong. These flat earthers got it wrong. And so I went to the debunking sites and they're like, well, you got to share the curvature. You're here and the object's here. And so it's only 33 feet of curvature, which is stupid, but okay. 33 feet of curvature. I could see a buoy that's only 10 feet tall. I'm like, how can I see that? And then I'm zooming in on all sorts of things. And then they're saying refraction.
How far away did you say? 30 miles?
And I look at their on these debunking sites, they have a refraction slide. So you say, okay, observation height is 6 feet and the distance is 100 miles. And they're like,
So Dave's saying that he saw a buoy 100 miles away that's 10 feet tall when he was 6 feet off the water. He's a lying piece of shit. He's a lying motherfucker.
6,600 feet of curvature. And say, well, I'm seeing a mountain that's 2,000 feet tall.
So what would be the angular size of something 10 feet tall at 100 miles? Angular size calculator? No, that's not what I want. I want... No. I want to go angle. Distance 100 miles. Is that it? 100 miles? Echo. How many feet in 100 miles?
There are 528,000 feet in 100 miles.
So it'd be 0.001 degree. That's the angular size of the of a of that buoy, that 10-foot.
Angular size of 0
Echo, stop. That's what the angular size of that would be. It's 0.001 degrees.
And they say, well, just slide the refractor over
So he's saying that he saw that.
and you slide it until it shows up. And you go, okay, that's how much refraction there is. That's what they
But at 100 miles, you wouldn't see it. No, it would have to be incredible refraction, Dave. Incredible.
literally have a magic slider that says if you see something beyond the limitations of the ball, slide the refractor over until you see it. So somebody said, all right, you know what? Observation height, 10,000 feet. Viewing height, 10,000 feet.
Look at how he's looking up. He's constantly looking up. It's like he's getting the words out of the air to make up his story.
Observation 24,901
Hey, Citizen 9. Hey, Orion Cooper.
miles away. And then you slide the refractor up and you can see the back of your head according to this math, right? So that's
Yeah, according to math, if we could see an infinite distance and the refraction was high enough, yeah, we could see the back of our heads, Dave. That's how refraction works. That's how it works, man. That's physics, idiot. But that's theoretical because the Earth is so big and we can't see that far through an atmosphere. So that point is moot. But if the refraction is high enough and we can't, and something is below the horizon, it will be able to be lifted up.
that's called pseudoscience.
Did you see the back of your head?
No, this is just their stupid calculator showing you how refraction works. And I'm showing you how stupid refraction is, how absolutely ridiculous it is.
So refraction doesn't work. Have you ever worn glasses?
Things refract, absolutely.
Okay.
But things hiding behind a physical curve don't pop up, especially things that don't have light on them.
You see, things aren't hiding behind the curve if they're being refracted up above the curve, Dave. See, you can't even word your shit right, man.
This is your base. Like, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. This is your whole argument for the fact that we can't have a globe because
No, it's not my whole argument.
Well, you don't want to talk about gravity. You don't want to
I do want to talk about gravity. I want to get there next. Absolutely. 100%. I can't wait.
What do you think? Okay, well, what do you think gravity is? Because I guess a better question is, if we don't live on a globe, what do we live on? Are we a disc with a firmament?
No,
is it a curlicue? Is it a donut? What the hell are we talking about here?
Listen, I don't know what it is. No one knows.
And he doesn't know what it is. He doesn't know what he lives on. Doesn't know what the sun is. He doesn't know what shape the Earth is. He doesn't know what it is. It's like he doesn't know what anything is. But yet he's going to educate everybody.
Knows what's below 7.8 miles. The deepest hole ever dug is 7.8 miles. We
can go deeper in the ocean, Dave. We can go deeper than that in the ocean. The ocean here. Echo, how deep is the Marianas Trench?
The Mariana Trench is the deepest oceanic trench on Earth, with its deepest point, the Challenger Deep, reaching a depth of 10,984 meters, 36,037 feet.
How many is that in miles?
That's about 6.83 miles deep.
6 miles. Okay, never mind.
Russia.
I don't.
That's quite a journey down to the ocean.
Echo, stop.
And
I can't understand metric. Metric just seems so much bigger.
when they were using ground penetrating radar to dig that hole, they were wrong every step of the way. They're like, no more water. They hit more water. No more rocks. They hit more rocks. Right. So in the first 7.8
it does heat up. It does heat up as you get
it gets
farther down.
warmer.
Absolutely, it does.
So
and they hit it
source of
at
heat,
7.8.
right?
At 7.8
Well, that's where hell is. That's why it heats up, children. That's where hell is.
miles, they hit an impenetrable barrier that they tried to.
Right, because of pressure and heat, Dave. They couldn't go any further because the machinery would melt and malfunction, you dumb fuck. Not because they hit an impenetrable barrier. If the machinery was still functional, they could keep going, you stupid fuck.
They tried to get through for years and they could not do it. They could not do it. And they finally gave up. Right. So
who is they? What's this barrier? Like, there's so many vagaries here.
This is called the Kora borehole in Russia. America and Russia worked on this. You can look it up. The deepest hole ever dug is 7.8 miles. 7.8 miles.
Okay.
Right?
Well, I agree that there are limitations in digging that deep.
Right, because there's structural, there's stress,
other
there's
issues.
Pressures. Yeah, John.
And 7 miles. I mean, the crust.
All right. So,
I mean,
so what it's saying.
And all the demons of hell, you got to put up with those guys. My theory is that it's the demons that were breaking the machinery, so they couldn't go further.
Long way down before you even breach the mantle.
To answer your question is, what are we sitting on? I don't know. I think we're on the dielectric plane in between the double toroid. But
we're in a dielectric plane between a double toroid. Do you know what dielectric means, Dave? Do you have any idea what dielectric means?
But I can't prove it.
What? Explain those words to me. I want you to explain to me.
Yeah, please explain what dielectric is. And I'm still waiting on Flatzoid to explain how I'm not using ISO correctly. And he said ISO. I love how people who think that they're photographers call it ISO when it's ISO. It's the International Standards Organization. You didn't call ASA ASA. You used to have ASA and ISO. ASA went defunct. I guess they lost funding or something. But now all film, a lot of stuff is measured by the International Standards Organization. Film just uses the term ISO for the sensitivity of film. So,
What you think those words mean?
But I don't use ISO right. I don't even know how to use ISO correctly. It's what Flatzoid says.
When you have a double toroid, there's a domain block wall in the center. It's a flat plane. It's an inertial plane. And I think that's where we live.
So an inertial dielectric plane? Huh.
That's where we live.
See, that's what Witsit says. What's the song? God damn it. Hold on. I'll find it. Now someone has the link to it. Where is it? God damn it. It's pretty old. Here, I'll let this play while we're finding.
We're going down a lot of different things. I'm having a difficulty finding what I want to show you today. For some reason, that's my fault. But I want to show you here it is. This is it.
Dielectric plane. What?
I'll show you in a minute. We'll go to that next. So right here, we're in Illusion, France. We're on a
Are we doing this
mountain.
perspective again?
No, I'm going to show you curvature. So we're looking out here, and Mount Canigou is 175 miles out. From that height, the top of Mount Canigou should be well over a half a mile, closer to a mile below the curve. And you can't see it, right? Do you see me right now? No, you see the light that's bouncing off of me. I can prove that by turning off all the lights in this room, and then you wouldn't see me. So we can't see the light that's bouncing.
Wait, what?
175 miles out. From that height.
Does he have a chair? Does he have a chair? Just curious. He never sits down. You notice that?
the top of Mount Canigou should be well over a half a mile, closer to a mile below the curve. And you can't see it, right? Do you see me right now? No, you see the light that's bouncing off of me. I can prove that by turning off all the lights in this room, and then you wouldn't
Yes, we see you because light bounces off of you.
see me. So we can't see the light that's bouncing off Mount Canigou, or it's below the curve, right?
Yes, we can't see the light that's bouncing off Mount Canigou because it's below the curve. Absolutely.
But twice a year, as the sun goes in between the tropics, it lines up with the viewer and that mountain. And when it goes into the distance, we'll move the sun into the distance, it goes beyond, just like it goes beyond the mountain, beyond the building, and it backlights the mountain. Okay. And
Or
so
front lights it.
no, it backlights it. It's going behind it, right? It's going
Now
beyond
it is.
It's going beyond it, right? So it's not below the mountain, it's beyond the mountain. The top of the mountain should be almost a mile below the curve, but here it is. Now the globers say, oh, it's refracting up. The sun's refracting. The sun's already set. The mountain's a mile below the curvature. The top of the mountain's a mile below the curvature, but they're both refracting up. So the sunlight is refracting up to make us think the earth is flat. And then the non-lit mountain is refracting up and blocking the sunlight. That's retarded.
Actually, not a fan of the R word, but
All right,
I
sorry.
will say,
Well, that's slowed down mine. All right.
all right. Well, I'll say that like what you're seeing here, the
Is a
motion of the
mirage.
Earth. No. I didn't say
This is
mirage.
the
I
curvature.
said
This is the curvature.
what you're okay. Why does the sun take a different path? If there's, are you saying there's a flashlight outside of the dome that's moving around and making the Earth like that?
There's a light
Because-
that spins around, that goes around, and it travels in between the tropics. I can show you that if you're unaware.
There's a light that travels between the tropics. So none of this has to do with a star that is millions of miles away that heats the Earth and sustains life on the planet. None of that works.
This is how I see the Earth. Okay, this is my model of the Earth.
This is a picture
That's fucking horseshit, Dave.
of somebody's idea
It's a
of
graphic.
somebody's idea of a
So
fusion reactor.
explain what's going on.
Yeah,
So this is
explain
the
this to
double
me.
toroid. All of the stars, all of the luminaries in the sky are in this toroid. And if you actually break down the motions of all the stars, they actually fit in sacred geometry patterns that match the
Oh
toroid.
Lord,
So
sacred geometry.
you know what sacred geometry is?
Yeah.
It's our life. I'm sure you're aware of it,
I
right?
pay attention to the silliest parts of the internet as well. Okay, so
Sacred geometry is silly.
how do we live on this dielectric plane? Explain that to
Well,
me.
we're all electrical beings. Everything is electrical. Everything has, we have, we live in this electrical system. We are electrical beings.
So, Dave, let me ask you how does this correspond? I mean, the whole reason why these concepts of spherical Earth developed is to be able to predict these movements of the skies, and like this animation, you can make it do anything
this
you
is
want.
cool
But-
and all.
That's my opinion. That's not proof of anything. Let me ask you guys a couple questions, and this is this goes right to where we are. The Earth and all of the planets circle the sun, correct? That's in the heliocentric model. Okay, so our North Star doesn't move. Polaris never moves, right?
Yeah, it does. It's constantly moving away from the polar center.
Polaris,
It's kind of
points-
it's always where it is.
It's the North Star.
And all of the other stars circle around Polaris, but that's not really what's
it's his claim
happening.
to fame.
Yeah, that's not really.
No, all stars don't circle around Polaris, dipshit. All stars, including Polaris, circle around the polar center.
Really what's happening. It's the fact that we're spinning that makes everything look like it's moving. Correct?
That's right.
Okay. So if we look at this is not to scale. Okay, trust me, I'm aware. Right. So we have our planets here, and if this is
They're still not really to scale, but that's
of
okay.
Yeah,
course
but
it's
it's
not
fine.
to scale. Of course it's
I'm
not to
just
scale.
kidding you. I'm just
All right?
ratting you. Okay.
So this is this
Neither
is,
John and I are astro guys, so we're just
that's okay.
your pictures are fine.
So this is our pole, and
That's
Polaris
right.
is up there somewhere, right?
Mhm.
And because we're spinning, everything goes around Polaris. Makes sense. So
But
here's
you
your
can't
question.
see it from the south, by the way.
Yeah. You can't see it from the sound
okay.
hemisphere.
Hold on, I will.
Oh, yeah.
fully explain. I'm going to give you a reason that's fully acceptable. That's why you can't see it from the south. So here is Mars, right? It's pointing
That's
somewhere
still
else.
Earth.
Well, okay. So well, here it is. So these other ones, their poles point in all these different directions. So
Right.
Polaris means nothing to the other planets.
Yes.
Right?
There also aren't humans on those other planets that
I
need
got
a
it.
North Star
Well,
to navigate.
I'm not
I agree.
asking for navigation.
It has no relevance. It has no relevance to any of the other planets.
It has no relevance to any of the other planets, right? Here's the question I have for you. Why do all of the other planets circle Polaris? All of the other planets. Now, you're not an astronomy guy.
No, they don't, Dave. They don't circle around Polaris. Sorry.
Go verify this. Don't believe me.
No, I mean you could say that if you're living in a town and you had a circular highway around you, that all the cars circle around you, but no, if you're moving too, then you'd be one of the people circling as well. No. All the planets circle the polar center, the polar pivot point, the center point.
Me. Go look. All
Just such a simpleton. Just such a simple fucking mind.
of them, including Halley's Comet, everything, the sun, everything, except moons. Moons go around our moon. Everything goes around Polaris.
So what you're seeing,
No, doesn't.
you have a fixed point that's located far away.
Why?
Everything is so the North Star. You'll agree that
Again, this is scale.
But
you can keep saying scale.
Let me make my point. Let me make my point here.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Make your point.
Polaris, Earth's axis is pointing to Polaris, right? If in the globe model, the rotation of the Earth, the axis of rotation points directly to Polaris in the globe model.
Aligns very well with Polaris.
Okay.
Yeah, they said 2,000 years ago we pointed towards Steuben, though, right? You're aware of that.
It does change some, but not too much. Anyway,
the axis does wobble, and even the magnetic poles flip after thousands of years.
But listen to my point now. All the planets in the heliocentric model are in a two-dimensional, more or less a two-dimensional plane around the sun, and the Earth's axis points out of plane.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Out of plane, correct.
So all of the other planets, if you have a fixed point, the star is far away. We're talking like light years away, okay? And you have a fixed point in space. So if you have circles going around if you have a fixed point and you have circles, it's just like the same little
I was just thinking that the little doodly-doo we had,
right? And in fact, in the geocentric model, which was put forth by Aristotle, but they still wanted to predict things. So they had every planet in our solar system to explain its orbits. They had these sort of orbits, these epicycle orbits, and they look just like this, and it explains. But anytime you have like a fixed point and you rotate and you have circles, this is the solution that you get. It's not necessarily surprising.
We go all the way around the sun. We're pointing towards Polaris. So we're here. Polaris is over there. When we're over here, we're still pointing towards Polaris because even though we're 186 million miles farther, it doesn't matter. Polaris is so far away, you don't notice that it's not in the same spot. But all of the other planets are circling Polaris also.
No, they're circling the sun. They're circling the sun.
They're circling the sun.
They all circle Polaris. They're not circling the sun. They're circling Polaris.
No, they're not. No, they don't circle Polaris. Jesus Christ.
No. They're physically circling the sun. Polaris is another point in space much higher than like John was saying. Much higher. Higher is a stupid word to use in space.
Polaris is perpendicular to the plane of orbit of every planet.
Yeah, that's how you get that. That's how you can stretch. I know I shouldn't put my finger in the camera. It's bad. That's how you're getting those squirrely patterns that you're seeing there. Like that's how that works. and it only works because of the motion of our planets around the sun. And the only reason, like, back in Copernicus. Well, I think the first one to know to study that we were, a heliocentric model, because the fact that you have two things rotating is why you get things like retrograde, right? So you got something rotating around the sun, like Mercury. What's the joke? My girlfriend dumped me because Mercury's in retrograde. That's the joke. But that's because from the Earth, because Mercury's doing its own rotation and we're doing our rotation, there's a point where those rotations kind of counteract. So you see Mercury kind of like go to the other, goes back, and then it goes back again. So those things can only happen if all of the planets are rotating around the sun in their own orbit.
Hey, Chili the Con Artist. Good to have you here. Why am I so sure it's a globe? Because it's been measured. Oh, hey, cool. Hey, Stanley.
All I ask is that you look into how they
And also, I've confirmed that it's a globe. So,
can all circle Polaris, because when we pointed towards Thuban, they weren't
what happens when we die? What happens when your car stops running?
going around Thuban. They were
Our brain stops working. We start decaying. And, yeah.
pointed, they were still going around Polaris. Polaris is the center, right? We are traveling in the heliocentric system. We are traveling at 4.4 billion miles a year.
Oh, no. Big number alert. Big number warning. Hold on to your chairs.
Right? Are you aware of that?
That's a distance. That's not.
How the fuck is it measured? With a spherical excess by surveyors, land surveyors. So.
Velocity. Are you saying they're trying 4.4 billion?
Like the total distance.
Oh, okay.
Right.
All right.
So we're traveling 66,600 miles around the sun. We're chasing the sun at 500,000 miles an hour, rounding off.
It's
right, and we're doing this. We're doing
that
this
video.
This is what we're doing in your model.
First of all, that's sped up like.
Of course, it's sped up. It's
crazy,
not
right?
either.
Right,
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Right.
Come on.
So these are
the graphic is
Yes, it's sped up to make it more drastic looking.
very nice. I like
these are
it.
the motions that we're doing.
Right.
And then they also say that like 70 or 80% of the stars in our 100 billion star galaxy.
One revolution of Earth is 1 year. So this is sped up like, oh my God, it's so fast. Like 1 second equals a year.
See, are binary. So you got stars doing this. Trinary, we're three.
Dude, I got soul. What are you talking about? I was raised with Motown music, man.
Stars are doing this.
Mm-hmm.
All of them are moving around, but never once in all of our history have two stars changed position due to parallax. Never once have two stars ever crossed each other's path.
Yeah, stars have changed position due to parallax. What are you fucking talking about, Dave?
Never once.
Okay.
Well,
okay,
because
you
they all get
disagree?
shifted in the same amount, right?
yeah.
So even with the swirling of our galaxy, the binary stars traveling back and forth across the sun, there is no
The binary stars? What, Dave? What? Tell us you're using big words just to sound smart.
parallax ever. Look into it.
Okay.
Look into it.
Look into it. Yeah, but when anybody ever looks into whatever you say look into, we always find that you're wrong, Dave. What's up with that?
That's not what parallax is.
Parallax is when something close is
Right.
it moves, so things change. Right, my hand's changing
It's
position.
a different. Yeah.
Right.
But
So-
the rotating wouldn't isn't necessarily what you're thinking.
Right. The traveling. Right. So
Okay.
never have any two stars ever cross path. Something for you to look into. That's all. Right?
Well, okay, you can say that. That's fine. But what you just talked about, first of all, you're showing this. You're showing
Yeah, that's not chilly.
this diagram as if we should be like mesmerized that we're not flying off the Earth. But what we
no,
need to remember
I'm not saying
is
that at all. It's not to scale. It's not to scale.
well, no,
Right. No, but you are mesmerized that we don't do that, Dave. You said this. You said then, well, why don't we just fly off the Earth? You said that, Dave. whenever someone nails him on a ridiculous thing he said, he says, "Oh, but I'm not saying that." But you have, Dave, in the past.
No, but you said like we're moving at 67,000 kilometers an hour, or whatever. But like motion is relative. We
Yeah.
don't feel that those forces because acceleration is a change in the velocity vector
Or change in the vector. You're right. So if you're going 1,000,000 miles an hour or 100 miles an hour, it doesn't matter. You're not going to feel it. But if you take a turn at that speed, you're going to feel it.
Well, that's a rotational acceleration. You can either have a change in velocity with respect to time, or you can change the velocity vector with respect to time. The reason we don't feel that is because we take this massive trip over the course of a year. So, like, if you were to go outside and get in a go-kart and do a 360 around a giant parking lot, but you did it in a year, would you feel that? Would you feel like you were thrown to the side every time? If you're turning 1 degree every month for
Just
a
to
year.
put the speed into perspective, this is the NASA rocket sled. It goes by a Mach 8.6. Can't even see it, right? Look it up on the line so you can hear the sound. It's shocking. Mach 8.6, right?
Right.
See, he doesn't even listen to the word Dr. John said. Just has his next meme queued up.
If we were in a heliocentric system, we're orbiting the sun 10 times faster than that. We're chasing the sun 100 times faster than that in curved trajectories where we're speeding up and slowing down and curving constantly. But when we go out into nature,
He's reading. He's fucking reading. He's got a script.
we see things like this. And they're like, well, while all of this is going on, we have perfectly calm.
See him look down? He's got his camera up here. But see him watch. See his eyes shift. See? Now he's looking in the camera. And now he looks down. See the eyes shift down to his script?
Perfectly calm, stillness.
An object at rest tends to stay at rest until a force acts upon it.
We're
Newton's
turning.
first law.
Get a dinner plate. Go 100
It's a
miles
constant.
an hour in a
It's
car.
a constant acceleration.
Go in. No, go in a car 100 miles an hour, perfectly
Yes, it's a constant acceleration, Dave.
straight, calm road. Fill a dinner plate with
Or
water.
it's a constant velocity. It wouldn't be a constant acceleration.
Speed up or slow down or take the slightest turn, and what happens to the water?
Yeah, it's an acceleration. But you're again you're comparing magnitudes that don't match up. The magnitude of the velocity of Earth and the acceleration that's due to the rotation of Earth is hundreds of thousands of orders of magnitude below what you're talking about with a plate of soup. It's just they don't compare.
Neil deGrasse Tyson says that the water bulges
Stop quoting Neil deGrasse Tyson. Stop it, Dave. You don't believe what he says. Why are you quoting him?
at the equator 14 miles high.
He didn't say that.
Yes, he does.
No, he doesn't.
Write it down. Look
He
it up.
says
The water does
He says
bulge a little bit.
there's a bulge.
I mean, there is,
How dare me? DeCastro GTX? Okay, whatever. Hello.
14
there
miles
is a
high.
bulge.
there is a
but
bulge.
it's getting-
There is a
it's getting
bulge,
bigger.
but I don't think it's the. I mean,
14 miles high. That is 3 times the height of an airplane.
okay.
The
And
Earth
what is-
bulges.
what is that?
It doesn't
Why is
necessarily-
Africa
the Earth
underwater?
itself bulges at the equator.
Yeah, we're not a perfect sphere.
The Earth
We're a
itself
spheroid.
bulges.
Yeah, we're
Yes.
we're 20. I think
Do
it's
you, have
20.
do you have any proof of that?
Yeah. Well,
Huh?
how did they? Do you know the story of how it became in existence to begin with?
God created it. He pressed it like a seal in clay.
Do you have any proof of
created
that?
the firmament. No, I don't.
No.
But
I'm
that's the
asking you.
story,
I'm asking. You're asking
right?
how do they
Your
have
Big
proof
Bang
of
story
that?
came from a Jesuit priest who made it up. A
That's-
Vatican Jesuit
what?
priest that made up the Big Bang came up from a Jesuit priest who just literally made up the story of the Big Bang. Once upon a time, there was nothing. It exploded, became everything. And then all of the gases collapsed on each other and left a void, left a vacuum. High pressure next to no pressure without a container. Show me that.
That's not the Big Bang, man.
Show me that somewhere. And don't say the Earth because you're assuming that there's no container. I say there is a container. Show
But
me.
you can't tell me what it's
gas.
made out of or where it is or
I
what.
can't-
Yeah, you can't prove it, but you say there is one, right? But we've sent rockets into space, motherfucker, proven there isn't one.
It's not true. We don't want me to speculate, but show me gas collapsing upon itself and becoming.
No, we want you to back up your claims, asshole. That's what debates are for. To substantiate your claim.
A burning sphere. You can't.
Well, it's got a lot of energy. It's got more energy than anything on Earth.
Yeah.
So show me gas collapsing.
Well, I can't show you that because it's not an
Hey,
earthly process.
You guys can come over for barbecue. I need you to bring the propane, but I don't like containers. Just bring the propane, no container, okay?
Basically, what you're asking us is to shoot you into the sun to show you how the sun works.
Well,
That's basically the.
Can you? Do you have that power?
The conversation here, but I guess my question is you keep asking these questions and we keep giving you answers and you keep waving them off. Well, what?
But your answers are
Right. Yeah, you keep asking questions. They keep answering them with answers that are researchable. You can look this shit up, Dave, as you like to say. You can research it. But you've got nothing. You don't know what anything is.
kind of, they don't hold a lot of weight, but go ahead. But
They don't hold weight with a person that doesn't know what the fuck anything is? Is that what you're saying, Dave?
It's funny you talk about.
You're saying they don't hold his scientific answers don't hold weight with a dumb fuck who doesn't know what the fuck anything is. Is that what you're saying? That's not the flex you think it is, Dave.
Oh, wait, but don't want to talk about gravity. That's funny.
Oh, I do want to talk about gravity.
Oh, okay. Okay. Why don't I go on sovereign? Because I don't like racist pieces of shit. That's why.
Let's go to gravity. Let's go to gravity.
What do you?
Here, but I'll save you. I'll save you some energy. And there you go.
What do you think gravity is then? Just explain to me what gravity is.
I think gravity is electrostatics.
That's not what gravity is at all. That's a fundamental mischaracterization of what electrostatics is and what gravity is.
I'm going to show you an electrostatic experiment where you can.
Well, Witsit wouldn't lie.
Actually do an
Would he?
experiment where we can manipulate things going up
Hey, Rozowski.
and down, and then you can show me one with gravity where you can manipulate it. Right?
Okay. See, I'm going to stop you there because what you're going to do is you're going to show that you can charge a ball or a feather and move it up and down with electrostatic forces that, like I have said, on a small scale at the surface of the earth are orders of magnitude. Do you know what the fundamental forces are? Do you understand what the hierarchy of the fundamental forces are?
I can't recite them off my head, but I do know what you're talking about. Yes.
All right. So we have the strong force, which is a subatomic force. You have the gravitational force. You have electrostatic force. And you have nuclear force. So
do you know the difference in the gravitational force and the electrostatic force according to your officials?
It's huge.
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge.
I mean, with gravity being the weakest, but
the electrostatic force is 10 to 36. So
that's why you're able to manipulate whatever charged object you were going to show me in the same field of a gravitational wave, in the same field of gravitational field.
That's why gravity only becomes significant when you have a large mass.
Right.
It takes a lot of mass for it to become significant. That's why we can't demonstrate to you a large massive object.
They just announced that I think it was NASA or somewhere they've
or somewhere. Really nail down your citations here.
I can pull up the video. It was just on we just had it on the hell's his name? It was hold on. It was they're talking about how gravity is how electrostatics. It was on Glenn Beck. He just had a scientist on it. He said that they're defying the laws of physics because now they can make things move with electrostatics. And in the future, cars won't need wheels, right? This is how big this discovery is, right? I don't believe any of it, right? But I believe electrostatics are a thing. So let me show you my thing. And then I'm curious on your answer. I'm curious on an answer, right? So if we.
No, you're not. You're not, Dave. You'll ignore every answer given. You have a track record.
If we where is my everything moved into a different order today. So you're familiar with the 3-body problem, right?
Oh my God, man. You can't count to 3. Jesus fucking Christ.
Well,
The 3-body problem is solvable, just not by humans.
we John and I have had advanced mechanics. Yes.
All right. So the 3-body problem is interesting, and
And the 3-body problem has been solved by a bunch of Japanese dudes.
we have all of these incredible cycles that never change. Like, when there's an alignment of planets, nothing gets
Wait a minute, hold on.
position.
Tell me what you think the 3-body problem is.
It's when you have 3 gravitational bodies interacting with each other, you can't predict what's going to happen next.
Thank you. And how do you solve that problem?
I
Yeah.
don't know. It hasn't been solved.
They think that the 3-body problem not being solved debunks gravity. That's hilarious.
We collapse it into 2 dimensions.
Okay, but we
That's how
live in
you
a
solve it.
three-dimensional world. There's millions and billions and trillions of objects affecting each other. We have planetary alignment.
Not in the 3-body problem, Dave. There's only 3 bodies that are affecting anything in the 3-body problem.
How come the sun can hold on to Pluto but doesn't affect our moon? And
Because again, I hate to beat this dead horse. It's a difference in scale. The sun is a massive object. It disrupts space-time, and it affects mostly the order of magnitude between the effect between the sun and Pluto is much different than is orders and orders and orders of magnitude different than the effect between the sun and Pluto's moon. You said Pluto? Oh, just pick a planet. I don't care.
All right. So let me show you what I have here. We add a positive charge, it goes down. The Earth has a neutral and negative charge. Everything in the air is a positive charge. The sky is a positive. And when we add a positive charge to it, it goes down. When we discharge it, it goes back up. You can do the same with this. And again, you're going to say scale.
Well, yeah, but what's your? I mean,
those are
electrostatics, isn't it? It's a counteracting force.
Yeah.
When we put a negative charge into this, it goes up. So here's the thing: if I can manipulate how things are I can make this is got a negative weight. It's going up, right? With electrostatics,
it doesn't have a negative weight. It has a force that's greater than the force of gravity.
Yeah.
So
it has a weight.
Okay. Everything is electrostatic. Everything. Our bodies are. Everything is electrostatics.
No, not everything.
But
so if we can
neutral.
manipulate this, we're making this go up due to electrostatics. We made that button that was hanging on those balloons. We made it go down by electrostatics. So my point is,
no, you made it go down because of gravity. It was aided by the electrostatics.
Finish your point.
10 to the 36 power stronger than gravity. That's a number that your mind can't even comprehend. So what is gravity? Gravity is 0 next to that. 0. 10 to the 36. Right? How long is a trillion seconds? Let me ask you a question.
You're talking about the force
I'm not talking about seconds.
individual.
I'll let you make your point. Looking at this demonstration you have here, what's
big numbers? How long is a trillion seconds? Damn.
You've done it. Do you see where the electrodes are?
Yeah.
You see where the electrodes are? So you've got an electrode. You've got a negative. You're saying it's negatively charged. You got a negatively charged aluminum foil triangle. I'm sure they picked this shape to make it look like a UFO.
How about this one then?
Go back. Stop changing the subject.
No, because I'm
changing the subject. Go back to the thing.
This is the same thing. It's heavier, and they're flying it. This is done by MIT. It's called the Silent Drone, and it's flying off of electrostatics.
Do you know how this works?
It has no moving parts. You're going to say that it's there's airflow. There's no moving parts.
It's ionizing the molecules in the air and then accelerating them through an electrostatic field, creating a force, and every force has an equal opposite reaction. So that's why the thing levitates.
Yeah, there's no moving parts. There's no air coming out.
I just explained to you.
Yes, there's air moving, Dave.
how that works.
Yeah, but that's how gravity, what you call gravity, works, right? We have like when lightning strikes, things go flying in the air because it reverses the polarity of the Earth for a second. Things fall at a different rate during electrical storms because
No, things go flying in the air because it expands the fucking water in trees and shit, and they explode, Dave. It isn't the electrical charge that makes them move. Jesus fucking Christ, you're dumb.
the air, the sky.
Well, hold on. Back up. You're saying things that aren't true.
Things have been measured to fall at different
rates. The polarity of the Earth does not change when lightning strikes.
When lightning strikes, it doesn't doesn't give it a positive charge for a split second.
No.
Earth?
The lead lightning is going into the Earth. Where's the energy going?
It goes out through lightning strikes the Earth like what? It's like 1,000 times a second.
There's an exchange of charge. There's an exchange of charge.
And that's why things sometimes go flying in the air. People go flying in the air when the lightning strikes right next to them. Right? That's just not defying gravity. So this thing is flying because it's changed its.
When people go flying in the air because lightning hits them, it's because their muscles tension up, Dave. That's why.
Electrostatic charge. It's 10 to the 36 power stronger than gravity.
This thing is flying because it's taking advantage of Newton's first law, equal and opposite reactions. So this thing is the top level is ionizing the air molecules that are around the top layer. It's a large electrostatic charge, electrostatic field between two plates. Those air molecules are ionized, and then there's a electrostatic let's say a capacitor plate, electrostatic field forcing those molecules down. Therefore, if those molecules go down, the force then on the drone is up. That's how that's operating. It's not that it's being thrown up by the charge of the Earth. It is
gravity. Where's gravity?
It's still
Where's
there.
Gravity?
Gravity's still acting, but you overcome
gravity's
gravity.
Gravity's the thing that keeps it from flying up.
It's not like you could flip a switch here.
Gravity. Gravity's a theory.
Okay.
If you turn off.
Yes, a scientific theory. It's actually a law. Newton's gravitational laws.
If you turn off those thrusters, the
Christ.
thing falls down.
It's just a theory.
That's where gravity is.
There you go.
What?
Gravity. Okay. Every
propulsion
force
of
has an
this.
equal and opposite reaction. When the propulsion of that drone carries it up here, the reason that propulsion doesn't accelerate it to the roof or accelerate it off the planet is because there's an equal and opposite force. The reason that drone can hover right there in that soccer court and not fly to the ceiling is because there's an equal and opposite force.
There's a force. There's a counteracting force.
Defying electrostatics. It's not defying gravity. Right?
You don't understand what gravity is. This is very clear.
But
gravity, hold on.
Theory. Gravity is a theory, and you can't demonstrate it.
Yeah, you can. So earlier you talked about how we have a galaxy that is flying through the cosmos. We got a sun, and we got all of our you had that great graphic where everything's corkscrewing through the universe, like they're having a rave, right? And then you said that there's all these stars, and sometimes there's binary stars, right? Okay, gravity, much like electrostatics, you don't get electromagnetic radiation unless you have an acceleration of charge. So you have to have a charge that is accelerated back and forth or accelerated around a ring, however, but it has to be accelerated. It can't be just a constant speed. Gravity also will generate gravitational waves when you have a very large gravitational object that's oscillating. And because, like John and I have tried to say, the orders of magnitude between these fundamental forces of nature, whether it be electrostatics or gravitational, the orders are so out of whack that you have to have a massive object that is oscillating extremely fast. And that's what you're talking about when you talk about a binary star. Those massive objects oscillating around each other at such a high rate will create oscillations in the gravitational field or the curvature of subspace. And we have detected that. That is a measurable quantity that we detected in 2015. It was theorized back in like 1893 or something like that, but it was detected in
He's not listening. He's not fucking listening. He's looking at his script. He's seeing where he's got to go next. He's not listening.
Detected in 2015, and we do that by having, again, you're gonna get upset about the scale, but we do that by having we have satellites very far away in a very specific setup. And what they can do is they can measure the oscillations in the gravitational field that they experience in real time, and they can triangulate it to what is called a pulsar binary star.
No offense, but you're repeating stuff you've been told. You've never operated a satellite. You've never seen a satellite in
Actually,
space.
I have.
No, you haven't. No one's seen a satellite in space. There's no images. That's a satellite dish.
See this guy?
Yeah, there's satellites in space. Yes, we got pictures of satellites in space, dipshit.
I operated one of these at Green Bay Radio Station.
Yeah, but that's not the satellite. You're getting a signal.
But it was contacting a satellite.
How do you know it was contacting a satellite? You don't know what it was contacting.
How do you know I'm not a lizard person?
I don't know that. I was actually thinking
See how that argument works?
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is you don't have proof of it. Let me ask you a question. Why is the moon and the sun appear to be the same size?
It does.
So Dave's argument for everything is, well, everyone's as dumb as me, and I don't know what anything is, so you don't know what anything is.
No, they don't appear to be the same size.
So okay, look.
Yeah, he's too busy selecting GIFs, memes. That's exactly what he's doing.
It's a happenstance. It's a happenstance occurrence. Okay.
Okay. The moon is 400. The sun is 400 times bigger.
The sun is 300 times farther away than the diameter.
400. It's 400 times bigger.
But we don't have instances where the moon appears to be larger in the sky. You got this big, nice.
It varies a little bit. It's about the same size.
So there is a variation.
Yeah. So the sun is 400 times bigger and 400 times farther. So you do believe in scaling and variance, right? Like I could show you this ball and this ball. They're about the same size, but they're not. They're not.
That's right.
Right. So yeah. that is something that we don't have to argue about. We can all agree with that. So here's the sun. Why is it so small?
Because
focal length, the amount of haze in the atmosphere, exposure of the camera.
Right. So far away. That's the size. Look, if I move the sun to 1 mile over our head, it probably looks something like this, right? Forget it. You're not going to burn up. It's just a
point here.
I'm just showing you something. I'm gonna prove a point here, right? And
prove my point.
All right. So if I move the sun 93 million miles away, or 8 light minutes, it's now about the size of a coin held at arm's length, right? Do you know what the inverse square law is?
Yeah,
when you double the distance of something, it's a quarter of the size, right?
So he's asking a physicist if he knows what the inverse square law is. I mean, that's a red flag right there. A sure sign that you're talking to a complete fucking idiot.
So
that's not the inverse square law.
The inverse square law goes for size and brightness. Okay.
Intensity.
Yeah, intensity, but size also. Right. So if I doubled the distance, so this is 8 light.
The inverse square law has nothing to do with the size of
something. It's about the
intensity.
area, like the area, like if you double the distance.
All right.
No.
So I went.
It's the area that the light falls on, not the area of the size of the thing.
I went from right next to us to 93 million miles away.
The inverse square law doesn't give a shit if it's a pinpoint light source or a sun. It doesn't care.
Filling the entire sky to the size of a coin. If I doubled the distance, it would be about a quarter of the size. Would you disagree with that? I think it would be smaller.
I don't agree with that at all.
Okay, how much smaller would it get if I doubled the distance?
See, they're going backwards with it. They're saying, well, if it was this close, and they show an image of the sun that's just like as bright as it is normally. And they say, well, if it's 93 million miles away, it'd be so dim that we couldn't see it. Now, the thing is you see how bright it is? Now, increase that by the inverse square law. Cube it.
Distance.
Well, I mean, what do we...
Double the distance from a mile?
No, 93 million miles to double that. It would be a lot smaller. And
sure.
if you look at NASA, they say, what the sun looks like from other planets, and they agree with what I'm saying. So I'm just trying to walk you through something simple here.
I understand what you're saying.
So if I double the distance, it's now the size of a pencil eraser. All right. If I double it again, so it's 4 times as far, it's now pretty damn small. If I double it again, so it's 8 times as far.
No, you don't double it to make it 8 times as far. However far away it goes for each unit of measurement, it cuts down by 4.
It's now literally the size of a star. And NASA will agree with this, okay, if you believe in NASA. Okay, so 8 times 8, 64, we'll call it a light hour. At a light hour away, our sun is the size of a star. What if I made it 2 light hours away? Could you see it?
Well, hold on.
As long as a photon is not blocked by anything, we can see it, Dave. Doesn't matter how far away it is.
Your definition of the size of a star is also it's just
it appears to be the size that we see a star.
But right? Yes, because it's not our star anymore. It's not the center of our solar system.
I'm trying to make a point here. I'm hoping you can follow it. Right. So
I'm trying.
At 8 times the distance, our sun at 8 times the distance that it is a 1 light hour. And at 1 light hour away, it would appear to be like another star. If I made it 2 light hours away, I would say it would be hard to see, but let's be safe. Let's make it 24 light hours away, a light day away. You could not see it.
No, you would be able to see it, Dave. You would.
The angular resolution limits of our eyes tells us that sun is by far magnitudes too small to see. So 1 light day away, our sun at the size it is too far for us to see.
So he's just making shit up. Look at him. Look straight up at the ceiling.
See.
He's just making shit up.
Polaris, they say, is 46 times bigger than our sun. So if Polaris was 46 light days away, it is magnitudes too far for us to see it at 46 light days away. That's not even.
This is Dave doing the math.
Even 2 months. Let's round it up to a light 2 months, a light half a year, a light year, right? It is provably too small to see. Magnitudes over. And you know how far they tell us Polaris is? 433 light years away. And
yeah, because light can travel that far, Dave.
You just want to believe in your heliocentric religion that you can see it with your naked eye every night, all year long.
Well,
you're a shitty actor, Dave.
The answer would be is that Polaris is 4.5 times the size of the sun. It's a bigger star.
It's 46 times bigger than the sun. If you followed what I was saying, I did scaling in the scaling and variance of it. And at 2 light months away, you couldn't see it. But we rounded it up to a light year. And you can't see it. But it's 433 light years away. You just want to believe it because that's what you've been told. And if you don't believe it, everything falls apart.
I
something
feel
to think about. How about this? Something say that.
Hold on. You just monologued for like 5 minutes about the size of a star and said a bunch of stuff that I don't think is actually true. So let me discuss this.
Okay.
It seems to me that all of your arguments about the curvature of the Earth, where or what the hell the sun is, all boil down to what you can physically see with your eyes. Now,
I don't like looking up at the sky to prove the shape of the Earth. You wanted to go there. I would rather stay on the Earth and show you that we can measure the Earth flat. Everything about the Earth measures flat. Everything about the heliocentric system is made up as far.
Okay, Dave. Good luck with shit like that clanking around in your head.
As the measurements go.
Do you have a cell phone?
Yeah.
Do you understand how GPS works?
Yeah, it uses towers. It uses towers triangulation. When I was a kid.
No, it doesn't use towers, Dave. How come when you're out in the desert and there's no fucking towers anywhere, you still get GPS? How does that work, Dave?
I'm a little older than you. We had the Loran system. That's before satellites. And then they put a graphic overlay on it and said it's now being done by satellites.
No, that's not how shit works, Dave. That's not how it worked at all. That's not what they did, man. You dumb motherfucker.
How about this? You can your phone, it'll find you literally in the spot in your house, not only in your house, but you're on the left side of your house.
Pretty good.
Okay, so figure this. So your neighbor, which you have a house right next door, it can detain you. You're at your house, your phone's not at their house, right? You have to believe that a satellite mirroring all of the spinning and whirling and twirling and corkscrewing of the Earth is somehow measuring the distance between.
But Dave, I thought you weren't showing it going that fast. I thought you weren't doing that to make it seem like it was just insane. Isn't that what you said a while ago? About an hour ago, that when Dr. John brought it up, he said, you're making it look like it's really just crazy town. And you're like, no, I'm not doing that at all. I'm not exaggerating. You know what you said, Dave? Something like that. I could go back and find it, but I'm paraphrasing.
Between your phone here and if your phone is over there, and with all of that, it's calculating. Now I don't
have to imagine that. It's called a stable Earth orbit.
No, it's not a stable Earth orbit because it has to follow. Speed up.
Calculate.
Hold on, let me just finish, and then I'm sorry. Sure. Sometimes the answer takes a little longer than I.
It's not a stable Earth orbit. What the fuck, Dave? You just disagree just to disagree? Because you think you're smarter than these two guys put together? Jesus fucking Christ. Take that goddamn Kanga hat off, motherfucker. What the fuck? Why are you wearing that? You're not Samuel Jackson, asshole.
I'd like to be sure.
You're just a bald, old white guy. Take the fucking hat off, creep.
That's okay.
So,
hey, Mr. Jingles. Point Nemo. I don't know. Satellite like everyone else. I don't know where Point Nemo is.
We're going, and then when it's measuring, it's coming through the atmosphere. It could go through clouds. It could go through a rainstorm. It could go through dry air, weather, and that changes the speed of light. But that somehow they're able to measure it to say, oh, he's not here. He's 10 feet over there, right? That is not how it works. It works from stationary towers. This is why.
Oh my God, you don't know how anything works, man. You have no clue as to how GPS works. Not a fucking clue.
There is no GPS in the middle of the Southern Ocean. There is no GPS in the middle of the Amazon.
Yeah, there is. There most fucking certainly is. What are you talking about? It's global, asshole.
People lose GPS in Arizona, right?
Let's see. Is there GPS in the middle of the Amazon? Yes, but with limitations. GPS works in the Amazon, but dense tree cover can weaken the signal, causing errors or requiring more time to get a fix. So, yeah. Is there GPS in the middle of the ocean? An ocean in the Amazon? No, just in the ocean. I think we know what we're going to find. Yes, GPS receiver can get a signal from space in the middle of the ocean, but you need to be on a surface vessel or aircraft to use it. So, yeah. You're dumb, Dave. You're really, really, really dumb.
There's
okay. That's not because there aren't satellites. That's because the satellites that link to the towers you're talking about.
That's right.
Are thousands of miles away. But we have what are called satellite phones that connect directly to the satellites above you and will give you your exact.
The cell phone GPS is not always contacting the satellites. That is correct.
No, it never contacts satellites.
But there are GPS that do.
Yeah.
No.
Like that's why you shouldn't use your phone going out into the forest because you're going to get lost. It does rely on some cell phone towers. You're right.
Yeah.
However, there's also navigation ships. Like how do you think ships nowadays navigate?
They
There's no cell phone towers out in the sea.
Oh, great. We got another.
Right?
We got another
So you don't want to see any graphics? Do you want me to just chat with you?
I mean, no,
Let's-
but like,
let's-
you want me to show you anything?
you're
let's see it.
saying
Let's see
that
it.
that
Let's see
satellites don't exist. No, I'm sorry. That was a little bit rude of me. But you're saying that satellites don't exist, but you can't give us any other way
Okay. So Point Nemo. All right.
that you can triangulate around the planet. And we have to take in, first of all, you have to take in special relativity to make GPS work because of the difference in the difference. Light takes time to move around the planet. You have to take in special relativity to make that happen. And the same special relativity that you had to take into account to measure and study gravitational waves that we have studied. Like these things are things that I'm sure that you don't think are even real.
You're correct. I don't think they're real. They're all theoretical, and the
No.
things that they claim are provably incorrect.
First of all,
on my
special
app,
relativity is calculable.
Here on my app.
I'm not the guy to argue that because I don't know. I don't.
You can,
I can't
you can
explain
take
it well
you can
enough.
take 2 atomic clocks. You can take 1 atomic clock, and I can drop it off at John's house. Then I can take another atomic clock up into a plane and fly pretty fast, fly as fast as I can. And I can bring the atomic clocks back down, and I can compare them, and they will be different. That's an experiment that's been done.
Yeah,
And
I don't know. I that's not my expertise, right? That could do with the ether.
Dave,
I don't actually know the answer to that, so I'm not going to speculate.
Your
on how that
argument
happened.
about the towers, the triangulation. I mean,
Yeah.
there are no cell towers out in the sea, right? So how does the GPS work there?
So, are you guys familiar with the Satelloon program?
this sounds made up, but go for it.
What is this? What is
Oh
this?
It
my
sounds
God.
made up.
Yeah, those are weather satellites, man. They're for weather. They aren't satellites. Jesus fucking Christ. They're weather stations.
No, what you ask about? I didn't hear it.
So the Satelloon program. So NASA launches satellites mostly from Antarctica, but all over the place. There's tens of thousands of these things. They weigh up to 8,000 pounds, and they can control where they go. There's tens of thousands of them in the air.
No, they can't control where they go, Dave. They can't. No, they don't have a propulsion system, Dave.
Admit it. NASA controls 99% of the helium
Where's the propulsion system on that thing, man? Where is it? Where?
on Earth. You can't get helium in a large quantity unless you go through NASA.
You're full of shit. You're absolutely full of shit. Yeah, Macy's Day Parade doesn't go through NASA, dumb fuck.
Right? And so,
I don't
Yeah,
think so.
You
I don't
can
think
get
so.
helium from air gas.
no.
Yeah, Justin and I have both
Listen,
ordered large
NASA
quantities.
you can not large quantities like a stadium full. Right? Some of these satellites,
okay.
some of these satellite balloons are bigger than football stadiums.
Oh, hold on. That's gaseous helium. John and I can definitely give you a stadium full of gaseous helium. We were saying that we dealt with liquid helium.
And the volumes expand like
exponentially. So yeah,
They think he actually thinks like NASA controls everything.
and you buy that from air gas, the same place I buy the CO2 I used to run my kegerator.
Do they use electrostatics? That doesn't seem like it'd be safe for like the electronics on board.
So it's not, NASA is not throttling
they
the
don't have a
use of
monopoly
helium.
on helium.
Yeah,
That is not true.
So we'll skip over that then. All right, I retract.
I mean, what do you think the Macy's Day Parade uses, man? They're the second biggest user of helium. The second. NASA's the first. The Macy's Day Parade is the second.
so we just changed.
And they buy helium one day out of the year.
Subjects.
No, I disagree with that, but I'm not. I don't
Okay,
have.
well-
It's admitted NASA controls 99% of the helium in
It's
the world.
not.
Okay, I said we'll skip over it because it's pointless right here. So you guys have seen Starlink go by, right?
Sure.
Yes, it's pointless for you to spew horse shit. It's pointless, Dave. Every time he's proven wrong, he's like, we'll go back. We'll go past that. Let's go to the next topic. What a fucking clown.
Have you ever seen it yourself? I have. It looks just like that. It looks just like that, right?
Well, I mean,
I've seen a satellite go by. It was just it wasn't a plane. Didn't have flashing lights. It just went by about that fast. It was like, wow, that's cool. It was like a real clear day. We don't have much light pollution around here.
I've seen you can see it
And I was looking toward the ocean, and it was well after sunset.
from the ground. Yes.
Yeah. You're making my point. So we can see it from the ground. Do you know how big a Starlink satellite is?
Well,
It's big enough to reflect light.
reflecting the light from the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this
They don't
is
produce their own. It's a
And
huge
light from our cities and things.
this is a 747
Yeah,
up in
Okay.
the air. All right.
That's right.
right? And we can see it right there, Dave. We can see it. Of course, it's daytime. And the amount of light that it reflects off the sun sort of gets bled out by the atmosphere, the ambient light. But go ahead, continue with your gotcha. Puffed up, jacked up teeth. Wow. No, we just block dipshits like you. Bye, dipshit.
Right.
And when you look, it's hard to see in the picture, of course, but you can see the shape of the plane, but you can't really make out the engines.
And they don't
Right.
have solar panels.
Yeah.
Solar panels absorb light. They don't.
They not completely.
So,
No.
They reflect light, man. They reflect light too.
so you think that no matter how small an object is, it can reflect light forever. Light spreads out. It
Have you
spreads out.
ever seen a mirror far away, like a quarter?
Yeah. So let's talk about that.
If it's hitting sunlight in your face, you'll see it.
Listen, you got to let me make my point, but I'm going to address your point. I
I'm
got to
sorry.
address your point, John.
Yes, don't take them off script, man.
Right? If you had people, you guys are out in a field somewhere, and I'm way up in the air, and I got a mirror, I can only reflect it at you, John. I can't reflect it at both of you at the same time if you're separated, right?
Actually, depending on the shape of the mirror, you can.
Yeah. Well, so when we see the satellites go, they're not flickering. They're like lights. I don't know what those are, but I'm going to prove to you that it's not a
Again, he doesn't know what they are. Judge doesn't have a fucking clue, but he's going to school these guys.
Starlink satellite. So this is a 747, and you don't even notice this is about 7 miles high, and there's a Starlink satellite. They keep not really giving us the specs on how big it is. I say it's the size of a human. Let's say it's the size
That
of.
looks like a big mirror to me.
Let's say it's the size of 5 humans. If it was a big flat mirror, then it would only reflect at one person at a time. Right? You can't even see this guy standing here next to this engine. So let's say we can fit 5, 10, 15, 30 satellites inside that engine. Let's say 5. Just right. So it's a fifth of the size of this engine. Okay. Do you know how high the Starlink satellites are? 350 miles up. And you think you can see that with your naked eye?
Yeah, if the light is reflecting, you can. Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Lying to yourself if you do.
It's shining a big flashlight in your face.
Yeah.
So people can see it
It's
all
also-
over at the same
it's
time.
also- it's-
and that
it's also-
flat surface is shining at everyone's eyes at the same time. Try
Again, it's a question of scale, man. Scale and physics. The fact that light travels infinitely.
that. Get a solar panel and flash it in 2 people that are standing 20
Okay,
feet.
but the
at the same time.
distances. Anyway, go ahead, Justin.
You just said, yeah, John. You just Dave. You just said light spreads out. So if you have something that is reflecting light, it's going to reflect it into a cone, and several areas might see it at the same time. Also, the other thing is nobody is showing that during the day because the relative radiance of light bouncing off Starlink is going to be much harder to see during the day than at night. I mean, sometimes you can see satellites and things in the day if it's atmospheric conditions willing.
These are beliefs. I've seen these things that we think are satellites. They're lights in the sky. I don't know what they are. They could be human technology, or not. I don't know. But
Again, he just doesn't know. I don't know. Don't know at all, but I'm smarter than you.
they're not what they tell us, and that's provable by the size and the fact that they don't flicker. I saw the ISS. I tracking it. I'm like, it's going to rise in 2 seconds, and bam, there it was, and it went across the sky at 17,500 miles an hour.
during the day? You saw it during the day?
I'm still looking at this thing and it's 3,000 miles away. Like,
Yeah.
how is it even possible? How can I see something 3,000 miles away?
Because it's a big thing that reflects light, and the fact that you can, it
And the
might be
fact that
moving.
you can't move something and have it reflect light on everyone at the same time. When
The
you
moon
reflect,
does.
Jesus Christ, man. If there's a bunch of people out, if there's a guy out like out on a field, and you have people all around him, can they all see him, Dave? Can everyone see that guy? Yeah. I mean, just one person can't see him at a time? What a fucking dumbass.
Yes, it
Yeah.
does.
no. That's the moon
Yeah, it
is its
does.
light. The moon is its own light. Okay.
No,
No, it's not.
The moon is
No.
its own
it's not
light.
its own light.
All right.
And
You're,
then-
you're, you're
Jesus
not
Christ.
understanding that. But here, let's go back to satellites for a second.
I'm understanding a lot, Dave. I
You're
just want to be very
you're-
clear here.
you're not understanding.
You're not understanding. Yes, they are. They already understand, Dave. You're full of shit. The moon is not its own light. God damn, man.
How a reflecting light off of a shiny surface works. Go get a mirror and try to reflect it on a whole bunch of people at the same time. You can't do it.
Well,
Unless
we're
they're-
not 300 miles away either.
Yeah.
But you know what? If I stand at the end of a football field and I hold a mirror, everyone will see it's a mirror. Everyone, Dave.
It's called a concave. You could do it. It's also called a disco ball. That happens. But you can actually have a flat mirror, like John said, 300,000 miles away, and it makes a large cone of light. The International Space Station, which we have humans on right now, that will call you up probably if you ask them to do a podcast with you. I don't know if they'll take that
No,
call.
we've tried. They won't. But I'm gonna let's
Wonder why.
before we run out of time. I'm going to show you the astronauts faking being in space.
Probably because NASA podcasts don't consist of people who just say nuh-uh to every evidence given to them, Dave. That's why. They've seen your work and they're like, this guy's a fucking moron. We do not want to even give this guy time. That's what happened, Dave.
Space. If I show you them faking,
Oh, this is good.
would that be enough?
Yeah, do it. Let's go.
Okay. All right.
Let's hear it.
Wait, just last thing on satellites. Where does the satellites get its electricity from? It needs power to transmit and so.
Solar panels. Some of them have atomic batteries that use an isotope, like a piece of matter, like a carbon rod that's doped with an isotope, and it affects a crystal, a certain other material. It's basically like a solar panel without the sun. So they last a long, long time. So that's how they do it, Dave.
Where's
Solar
it getting?
panels.
It's getting it from its solar panels. Do you know
Yeah.
what kind of solar panels they have on there? You know how much power? You know how much power? If these solar panels were 100 times stronger than the best ones we know about, they wouldn't have enough power, right? You're just.
What are you fucking talking about? They would have more power than if they were on Earth, Dave, because they don't have an atmosphere to block the light. They're closer to the source, dumb fuck.
Making it up. And where are the solar panels grounded? How are you grounding it?
Solar panels don't have to be grounded, Dave. They don't have to be grounded. They're a battery, dumb fuck. They're a power source. It's like where's a battery grounded? What the fuck are you talking about?
Where's the grounding coming from? It's grounded into space?
No, it's ground to the battery that they charge.
No, that has to be grounded to.
No, it doesn't, Dave. Not with a battery. Jesus fucking Christ. Are you kidding me? If it's AC plugged into the fucking wall, yeah. But if you've got a radio, where's it grounded? Where is it attached to the ground, dipshit? What? This camera. This camera runs on a fucking battery. Where is it connected to the ground, asshole? God, what a dumb motherfucker.
to right? And
It
then
doesn't. I mean,
Yeah. No.
it's a safe.
Yeah, we could
Yeah,
have.
go
I
ahead.
taught a class on semiconductors a couple semesters ago. I could go through with why they don't have to be grounded, and you're grounded to the negative terminal of the battery, so they can charge the battery when they're not being used during the day. What I mean, I'm going to ask this question. I don't think you have an answer. What is the wattage use of a satellite during the day?
I don't know the
You
answer.
know that? Okay, then how do you know that it doesn't generate enough power to power the satellite?
So the cell phone, like a cell phone tower, they use a lot of electricity. They use
And that's connected. That's connected to
the
a
earth.
power plant.
So if a cell phone tower was 5 miles high, it would have a nice big radius, right? It would have a much bigger surface area, right? The higher the tower is, the better surface area, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, what has all the equipment for picking up signals, transmitting signals, Wi-Fi, everything, airplanes have that power, have that on them already. So all these satellite phones is they're connecting with airplanes. Those airplanes are relaying them to a ground tower, and they're connecting. If they're not doing that, they're irresponsible.
That's not true.
Well, that is true. Look into it. So here's a rocket that's going to go to Mars. By the way, this thing is so big you can drive.
Hold on. I just want to point out we changed subjects again because you couldn't
And
explain
that
how much
doesn't imply
power.
that we agree with that. I mean,
Just because we changed subjects doesn't mean we agreed on what you just said.
We agree to disagree. That's fine. And
That's fine.
I want to talk about.
But also, just real quick, satellites do not. We do not communicate with satellites, scientific satellites, using Wi-Fi and shit. We use that microwave radiation. That's why we can still. We're beaming stuff.
Do our cell phones use satellites?
Depending on what cell phone you're using, I mean, they use it for GPS, and then generally, if I call John right now, it's not going to bounce off a satellite. Likely, it's going to go through a relay of towers.
But sometimes it does.
If you're in the middle of the ocean and you have a satellite phone, yes.
I claim that they connect with airplanes, and it's like during the
Then
Ukraine
why am
war,
I supposed to turn my phone off when the airplane is landing or taking off?
because that's a great question. Why I never do, by the way, and they never. So moving forward, because when you have to tell me honestly if you think this is real or not. Okay, this thing
Is that a real image? Yes.
Okay, is this a real rocket? Let's see. Now watch. And now we're going to have different shots.
I mean,
we have an onboard, and we have a rocket. We have a camera on the ground. Right.
What are you showing us here?
Explain this to me. I'm showing you a rocket going to space.
A rocket.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I don't see any boosters. I don't see any.
Okay.
So unless it's a solid rocket booster with no people on it.
Look at the smoke coming out of here. How fast is that moving? Now look at the difference in height. The onboard, right now, this is falling. This is over 10 or 20. So no, it's on its way down. It just went up, and now it's coming down. It's going to land.
So
it's going to land.
There's no context for this video. Is this a SpaceX test?
I'm going to get to that. I just want your honest. I don't want to give you context because I want your opinion. Okay, and then I'll give you the context. Look at the speed of the smoke coming off of here. Is this thing free falling? But now look how high it is. All of a sudden, this is not out of order.
These are two different images.
Okay.
I mean, this is
clearly not real. Okay. Now this is falling. Now look how high it is. Right. And now watch the three.
Yeah, that's real. It's absolutely real, Dave.
Engines are going to turn on. The cameraman's going to, with an edit, get right underneath it, and it's going to burn out. 2 engines are going to burn out. Look, 3 engines are lit. 2 of them are going to burn out. Okay. 1, 2. And now with one lopsided engine, it's going to land upright with a whole bunch of smoke and land right where it was supposed to.
Right. The engine can be lopsided because they use thrust vectoring, dipshit. You don't have a fucking clue, Dave.
To land. Is that real?
Yes, absolutely fucking real.
I mean, whether it's
That's physics, motherfucker. Suck it.
real or not, the fact that you showed me an edited image of a rocket and
you
won't
if
tell
it's
me
real or not.
I mean, I can show you a clip from Avengers and
it's
ask
hard
you if it's
to-
real or not.
The
Yeah,
Avengers clip is better than this. This is a real Elon launch. This is the
there
Starship
you go.
that's
Lead
going to
with
Mars.
that.
Yeah, but so now you believe it's real, even though what you just saw is ridiculous.
We could have an entirely different podcast about what I think about Elon Musk and his rocket science. But
they are launching rockets.
Clearly edited. That was clearly edited to make it look.
What was edited to make it look what?
Oh yeah, it's like high, low, falling.
No, that was them. I literally cut out some stuff in the middle, but
you're not talking to the guy that's going to defend Elon Musk. Just FYI.
Yeah, I didn't take anything out of context. I didn't take anything out of order. Right.
All right. Are you asking me if Elon Musk has sent rockets up into space? Yes. Do I think Elon Musk is kind of a weird dude and we can have another podcast about that? Yes. I'm not saying like this video doesn't say anything about whether the earth is flat or round. It's just a video of a rocket going up.
I'm just saying that they're faking space and no one's ever been to space because space is fake.
But I mean, have you
tell me what's happening here
and see? You can go to a rocket launch.
So that's a whole nother thing. Okay.
All right. Well, but just
show you where
that you can.
You can go to a rocket launch, but you're not seeing what you think you're seeing. Yes, sometimes they launch a rocket, but there's a lot of helium involved.
I see the sonic booms over my house all the time.
They don't. Fucking rockets aren't filled with helium, dumb fuck.
What's going on here? Where did that guy come from?
That was 2 cuts of video together. It's not.
Watch here. This was the live feed, and he just came in like that. This was during a live feed. He just appeared, and this guy disappeared.
Okay, Dave, what you're saying
during a live stream, when they're doing a live stream, and you see this happen, would that make you question whether you're seeing reality?
If that's a live stream and watching it on YouTube, yeah, I'd be like, oh, they messed up the video. I wouldn't think about
they messed up the video. Is that what you would believe?
Well, I don't believe you because you're showing this video that could be very well edited.
Absolutely.
And you don't believe gravity is real.
This is all from NASA. This is from their live streams, and you can go verify this stuff yourself. The problem is people don't want to go verify anything. Here's from this is from
what, Dave? What did you just say? When have you ever watched a video that's not from a flat Earth source? When, Dave?
I think this is the Chinese space station. Watch this cord. Where's it going? It's going.
It has a mass and it's leaning towards the Earth.
Yeah, but why is it going? What's this line that's going in? There's a layer here. Look, watch. What's going on there?
Oh, so
this is manipulated. Okay, this is fun one. This is
Can I ask you a question, Dave?
You are the dumbest motherfucker alive, Dave. Gotta be. The most dishonest fuck. You grifting fucking thief.
You're going to show us video after video after video that's going to have some kind of like, I mean, this is very much Alex Jones, Anderson Cooper's nose disappeared type stuff.
Really?
Yeah. This is very much Alex Jones, Anderson Cooper's nose disappeared kind of stuff. What do you get out of this? Like what do you get out of it doing?
Oh, he sells an app and he gets to sell people's personal information, man. He's a data broker. That's why he's got the app. He's a data broker. He's a con man, and he's selling an app that doesn't work. That's how he makes his money.
This.
That's a good question.
And he gets money by getting views for his videos, which you go on his channel to watch. That's where they send you. It sends you to his channel to watch videos. So that's what he gets out of it. He's a fucking grifter.
Question. I will tell you why I do this at the end. We're almost done. All right. So have you ever seen bubbles in space where bubbles are going all over the place? They just happen to do all of their testing. They have a model in a pool
Yes, they have a model in a pool that they test things in and they do practice in, so they know that when they get up into space, they know how to fucking do what they got to fucking do, asshole. What a dumb fuck you are.
And
those aren't bubbles, those are ice. That's ice, asshole. You've been fucking told about this. People have fucking debunked this shit to your face, motherfucker. Why do you keep lying about it?
That's where they test everything. And in the pool, they have green screens. And in here, this space shot, looks like a scuba tank to me.
And I'm guessing
Well,
we didn't go to the moon.
Is this like the test chamber video feed? I mean, because they do test in pools, but they do test.
Yeah, but they were showing this is something.
And this is not in a pool, dumb fuck. This is space, asshole.
That they're showing in space. And it's weird. But I don't know. The protocols, they got the shoot.
So if you went to driver's ed to get your license, right? And you do a road simulator, does that mean cars aren't real?
For it though, I don't know.
I know, but
I'm not taking Dave's word for this at all.
I tell you, don't believe anything. You can go verify this stuff yourself, but you won't.
Right, at daveweiss.com. You can go verify everything on Dave Weiss's channel.
You they got their shoes on.
You don't know.
Maybe you will. Maybe you will. Maybe.
But I would have to verify it.
So they got their shoes on the wrong foot. Is that what we're saying here?
Yeah, that's weird. That could just be an accident. Let me ask you a question. Why doesn't his spacesuit explode? He's got high pressure in there.
Because the way it's built, Dave, fabric doesn't stretch. Kevlar doesn't stretch. Fucking dumbass.
It's very constrictive.
It's not a suit made of rubber, dumbass. It's not a goddamn balloon.
No, it's very flexible. It's like a snowboarding suit, for Christ's sake. He should explode. He should explode.
But you control the pressure. You control the pressure. It's the gas is in a container as you were
you're in the suit,
and you reduce the flow rate.
Right. So he's got gas in there. There's
okay. Let me ask you this.
There's zero pressure outside. Hold on. Zero pressure outside. How many times has NASA put an astronaut in a vacuum chamber on Earth? How many times?
That would kill a person.
A few times. With a suit, a few times.
Once. Well, no, in a spacesuit. In a spacewalking suit.
No, they put him in there several times, man.
Work at NASA.
They did it once and they almost killed him. They did it once and they almost killed him.
I don't believe that at all.
Okay.
But Dave, there are many high vacuum high vacuum chambers that have vacuums comparable to outer space, and there's just leak valves that they don't. The chamber you don't put if you flow a gas to a vacuum chamber, the vacuum chamber doesn't explode.
Yes,
gas just slowly infiltrates.
You ever see in a vacuum chamber put they put, I think it was Stretch Armstrong doll, and it exploded in a vacuum chamber.
Well, if you flood it with pressure, if it
you suck all the air out, it explodes.
Right, because the skin of the Stretch Armstrong doll is latex rubber. It's not the reinforced flexible.
What's going on? Yeah, what's going on here? Look at his hair.
Again, you just keep changing the subject every time
because I can show you everything. You have an excuse for everything. Look at the wire going right through his hand. Is that real? Is that real? Now you're going to say your only answer is
he just missed his hand.
It goes right through his hand. It goes through his hand.
But I mean, even if that was on Earth,
just so tedious.
Jones, this is
Alex Jones. Why are you saying that's Alex Jones? I'm showing you.
It's Alex Jones, Anderson Cooper's nose disappeared stuff. This is just video compression errors or something like that. This is not
compression errors. That's what this is.
Yes.
Are you telling me a wire went through a man's hand?
No, I'm telling you that it's real. That it's not real.
Dave, that doesn't even make sense on Earth. Like how, right? I mean, that doesn't have anything to do.
The wire is not real.
So it's obviously a digital artifact in the video.
Yeah.
So it's just a digital artifact.
Like I'll give you this. Even if that was filmed on Earth, you would admit that's not real, right? Oh shoot. I think okay.
No, you're good.
So here is this is
Dave. I'm not interested in just watching your.
Oh no, Dave thinks this is the hatch. Watch. He thinks that's the hatch.
Your cherry picked videos about.
I mean, there's thousands of these. Here.
You don't understand them, Dave. You don't understand the videos you're watching. Look, you're going to say this is the hatch. when this is just a solar panel and the hatch is inside there. Watch. This is what you're going to do. I know what you do, Dave. I know you.
Just tell me what's going on here. They got a fresh lemon on the space station, right? And they're playing with their food, right? Is this a real lemon? Watch what happens with this lemon when this astronaut grabs it. I'm going to zoom in so you can see it better. Here it comes. Okay.
Yeah, digital artifact, Dave.
Watch again. It goes.
It was a
right
pixelation on the
through.
image.
Oh, that's pixelation. Wait, look at the hand.
That's
Watch
just
You can see the
pixelation on
squares.
camera.
You can see the
Yes.
squares.
There's a square there, Dave.
Why is
You
so
can
that's
see
not
the squares.
pixelation.
They're very.
It's a fucking digital artifact. It's a pixelation, man. You're dumb, man. You're fucking dumb.
Rigid.
Yeah.
You guys
Dave,
are
I'm gonna
all
ask
in
again.
denial, man. You guys
Keep
are
keep showing the video you want to show. That's fine.
Okay.
Keep running the loop. I want to know what you get out of this. Like, I want to know what you get out of this, because
So-
in my opinion, and I have a question you can answer or not answer, and because I have an answer to it. John and I have regular 9-to-5 jobs. Do you have a regular 9-to-5 job?
I used to have
No,
my own
is this
company.
what you do?
I was making a ton of money. I was actually doing extremely well, and I walked away from it all because this is the most important message that needs to get out there. We need to
No, he probably lost his business due to COVID. That's probably why.
wake people up from the heliocentric deception, because that's how they get away with all the bullshit that they're getting away with. People are
So he said he walked away from what, like $1 million just to be a flat earther? Is that what he just said?
lost in space, spinning out of control. They're hiding creation. They're hiding where we are. They're hiding more resources.
He realized that he could build an app and fleece more people than he could ever do in his business.
They're hiding more land. They're hiding everything, right? And they're hiding our divinity. They're hiding the fact that it's God, man, and then anything else that you want to put below is fine.
Okay.
But government wants to be above God. They want to dilute God. They hate God. They want to be in charge of you. They're not in charge of me. I don't consent to any of their bullshit, right? So the way they get you is you're spinning out of control, lost in space.
Bet you consented to those COVID checks. I bet you consented right away to that $1,200. Bet you didn't send any of it back, did you?
Insignificant. We're running out of resources. We're running out of water. Where the star's going to blow up. An asteroid's going to hit us. The nuclear bombs are going to hit us. Right? All of that is bullshit. All of it is complete and total bullshit. And they want us living in fear as their slaves on their.
See, you're a scared person, Dave. It sounds to me like you're very, very paranoid. You're very terrified of your own shadow. And Flat Earth helps you cope.
Their farm. If you play on their ball field, you have to play by their rules. If you play with their fiat money, you have to play by their rules, right? So when you
Fiat money. Are you a fucking sovereign citizen too, Dave? Are you one of them?
unplug from the system and stop feeding the nonsense that they're teaching us, then you unplug and you go back to what this world is. I walked away. You asked the money question. I was making a large six.
So your app's free, right? You don't believe in fiat currency? Because Google and Apple, they both deal in fiat currency. See, every check you get from them is fiat currency, Dave. So why are you selling your app?
Figure number. Okay. And I walked away from it all, right, to just do this. So yeah, this is all I do. This is what I do all the time. So what do I get out of it? I'm waking up my fellow man. I'm freeing people from the matrix.
You're making money. That's all you're concerned with, Dave. If you couldn't make money, you wouldn't be doing this, man.
There's tons and tons and tons of people waking up, and nobody goes back once they see it. Once they see it, nobody goes back.
Actually,
a bunch of people have, Dave. A bunch of people have.
they do. I've talked to.
you're a liar, Dave. And someone educated you on this the last debate you were in. I guess that would be after this one happened, so never mind. But no, yeah, people do leave the cult. Of course, if they do, you guys treat them like garbage.
To a lot of people that were flat earthers and then apologize to their friends and family that they alienated after they went into flat earth. But then I guess
that's not true. That's not true. You talk to people.
No, that's absolutely true. So you're calling him a liar?
That claimed they were flat earthers. Nobody was a flat earther. And
no true Scotsman, right?
No, nobody goes back. Nobody goes
right.
back.
These are no true Scotsman argument.
These are people that are waking up to flat earth, right?
Well, then ask me this.
Those are all the people that he's tracking. How, Dave, if you didn't have this app, with your distrust of the government and your paranoia, how would you feel if you knew there was an app out there that was tracking you everywhere? How would you feel that anybody else could see where you are? How would you feel about that, Dave?
Ask me this, Dave.
Check out my Roseanne Barr podcast. Right?
Roseanne Barr is a really good person to talk to about flat Earth and basically anything else. But then my question to you, Dave, is I've got to get up and go to work tomorrow, and I've got to do research in the lab. I've got to. Well, that's great. I've got to submit papers, and I've got to make a living through my justification of science. Why have I not seen a reality show of all of the flat earthers getting on a boat and finding this magical ice wall that you guys talk about that you put in your little app here?
What do you mean magical ice wall? You haven't seen the ice wall? You haven't seen the shoreline of Antarctica?
That's the shoreline of Antarctica, but it's not an ice wall that surrounds the Earth.
Is that what you don't believe?
We can map out the outline of Antarctica, right? It's an island.
No, who circumnavigated? Captain Cook was the last person that tried to do it. It took him 3.5 years. He went over 68,000 miles. Okay,
this is behind.
Yeah, because it's fucking cold down there, and they were in sailing boats. Dumb fuck.
Are you associated with Mark Sargent?
68,000 miles. Check this out. This is the average height of all the continents. Which is the highest continent in the world? Antarctica. By more than double.
Okay.
Right? Antarctica is the shoreline of our world. It is the containment of our waters. What's beyond Antarctica? I don't know. I think there's more land, but we don't need.
Jesus fucking Christ. Holy shit. Yeah. What's beyond 90 degrees south in Antarctica? More Antarctica and north.
To go beyond Antarctica to prove that
yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
No,
if
we
you're
don't.
If you're gonna say that the Earth is a flat disk, you have to go past there. You have to show us.
Because
yeah, I mean, you're making all these claims, Dave. When are you gonna back any of them up?
the journey of Magellan, that took the better part of. I mean, they left with a crew of 3 ships, and almost everyone died, and barely anybody came back.
What are we talking about?
The Cook expedition was a single that was he did it, and it was no problem.
Yeah.
The what? No.
The circumnavigation around Antarctica, it was a very doable expedition.
Yeah. So I actually have that right here.
What you're showing is the side of an iceberg. That's it. That's all you're showing.
No, I'm showing the shoreline of Antarctica. So
yeah.
So here's an encyclopedia, right? That it shows it's from 1950.
I love it. That's that was a running gag on Laughing. It's their toast. Like when they make a toast. Here's looking up your old Funkin' Wagnalls.
54, and it talks about the I think this was the trip you're talking about. It took 22 days, right? And so
22 days. You think you could sail around the fucking flat Earth? You think you could sail around something that's that huge in 22 days, Dave? You know how long it takes to go across the Atlantic Ocean? Echo, how long does it take to go across the Atlantic Ocean by boat?
Modern cruise ships typically take 6 to 8 days to cross the Atlantic Ocean.
Hmm.
Sailing vessels generally require 3 to 4 weeks, though experienced sailors
Echo, stop. So 3 to 4 weeks. How many days is that, Dave? It's like 28 days. That's how long it takes to go across one ocean. You think it's going to take them 22 days to go around this entire fucking thing? Well, if this is a flat Earth map.
Where did they go? They went from Deception Island over to Little America, which I go.
So you think it would? You think you in an ancient sailing vessel from like the 1700s, 1800s? You think you could go from here all the way around here in 22 days? You think you could? See, it takes 22 days to go like from here to here. Like from here to here. 22 days, man. 20, well, yeah, 21, 22, 28. Takes 28 days to go from here to, yeah, 4 weeks. It'd be 28 days. Takes 28 days to go from here to here. So you think you could do this in 22?
Go back to here, right? So when they went, these are the research bases on the flat Earth map. This is where they all are, right? And so they went from base to base to base, right? And here it says the expedition made extensive flights covering all of the Antarctic coasts. Went all of the Antarctic coasts. They didn't go to the center, right?
There are people in Antarctica right now.
There are people. There's actually way more than you actually think, right? So this is where they went. They went from here, right? Then they went over to they went to this other spot over here, I think, right? And then right there. Then they went over where they call the base, what they call Little America. Then they went from there. No,
I don't mean to interrupt you. But why are you showing us the globe version of Antarctica if you don't believe it?
I'm showing you because I'm showing you what they're claiming they did and what they actually did, because I'm going to show you. So they went to the South Pole, the center, and then they went back there, right? But if we look at this.
They sailed to the South Pole? They sailed to the South Pole. They were in boats, Dave.
Yes. What it really is this. Okay? So here's where they were. They went there to there to there to there. And you look at that on just a possible flat Earth map. They went from here. This is where they went. They went from here to here to here. Now that's as big as South America. That's a massive trip, right? Here to here to here. What's out here? We don't know.
No, Dave. See, that's not how this works, man. That's not how this works.
Oh, this is all they did. They went from here. They said that's the South Pole. It's not. And then they went from here and they went from there.
Yeah, cruise ship with it. That's got an engine. It's got a big fucking diesel engines.
That's all they did.
I disagree with all of the things you just said because that's not how. Yeah, because it's not how reality works. But I'll ask you, if somebody's already given the flat Earth movement a $20,000 laser gyroscope that immediately when they turn it on pegged the rotation of the Earth to 15 degrees an hour, and then
so you're watching Netflix on a hit piece that was highly edited, and you don't take the time to go look at what actually happened, right?
Well, I looked when Nathan Thompson was at his house, at Bob Nodell's house, and they did it again, and it showed movement when the thing's sitting still on his fucking desk. See, I saw that, Dave. I didn't even have to watch the Netflix thing. So I know exactly what happened. Bob bet the farm that a $20,000 instrument would not do what it's advertised to do. And he lost.
So I'll tell you what actually happened.
And then he doubled down and lost again.
Ring laser gyro, it measured about a 15 degree per hour drift. And
right, exactly at the rate that our Earth spins at. Something, huh?
And then
Matches the rotation of the Earth.
Bob, off camera, mic on, said, we're not done. We better not give the Globers this information because they're going to run with it before we complete.
No, that's not what he said, Dave. He said this looks bad. He didn't say at all what you said he said.
Then they said, okay, well, is that the Earth rotating or is that the ether rotating? And they said, well,
It's the Earth rotating, Dave, because the ether doesn't exist. There's no such thing as the ether, Dave. There just isn't.
the other experiment we could do at the same latitude, we can go up the Pikes Peak or whatever the name of the peak was, 10,000 feet high, and we could do another measurement. And they measured it, and it was a significant difference. That could
No, there wasn't, Dave. No, there wasn't. Bob Nodella was lying because that's impossible. You don't increase the amount of rotations per day by going up higher. That's not how shit works, man. How many if you got a bicycle wheel, right? Got a bicycle wheel, and the hub rotates at one revolution per minute. How fast is this rotating, Dave? How fast is it rotating here? Would that be 1 revolution per minute? Doesn't matter how far away you get from the center. It's going to be the same speed, dipshit.
can only mean that. Hold on. That is conclusive proof that it's not the Earth spinning, that it's the ether spinning. But they left that out of the movie. And
well,
then
but you know that.
But he didn't do that. He only said he took the thing up on top of a fucking mountain after the movie was out, Dave. So you're getting your timeline all screwed up.
Ether experiment you're talking about was debunked back in what?
Oh, hey, Dan. Glad you can make it.
Was it the 1800s, Sean? The
early 1900s.
Michelson Morley experiment.
Late 1800s.
Yeah, they went out to measure the flow of the ether around the Earth, and it does not exist.
Yeah, but that's incorrect. The ether used to actually be on the periodic table. They took it.
No, ether didn't used to be on the periodic table. Never was, man.
Out because they need to get rid of the ether to have their helium.
No, the ether was never on the periodic table. No.
Heliocentric nonsense, right? But we're not testing for the ether. That test proved it wasn't the Earth spinning. Okay.
No, it didn't, Dave. You're a lying sack of shit.
Okay, and so you say the Michelson Morley was debunked. I disagree. I'm not the guy to argue that.
Oh, you disagree? You mean the guy that doesn't know what anything is disagrees? Well, God, we better call science and let them know they're wasting their time. What the fuck? You don't know what anything is, but you disagree? We're supposed to take you seriously?
That you got to talk to Austin Whitsitt. He's gone down that road. He's destroyed that argument a million times.
No, Austin Whitsitt's a dumb fuck just like you, man. You're imitating a dumb fuck, Dave. You're parroting a dumb shit. Fuck.
That's not my specialty, so I can't speak there from a point of knowledge.
I need to see the data.
Yeah, I agree. See, John and I are scientists, and you guys just say, "Well, we nailed it," but you never release the data. You just keep saying that nobody will believe you.
So here on my app, if you go to the homeschooling page, there's a section called.
You have a homeschooling page on your app.
Yep,
I just want to.
Yeah, isn't that scary? That fucking scares the shit out of me, man. They have a homeschooling page on his app.
I just want to be very clear that bothers me.
Why does that bother you?
Because homeschool children should not be exposed to this information.
Oh, absolutely.
Exactly.
They totally should. The kids that are exposed to this, they're doing so well. It's amazing. There's a part called Schooling Globers. Where the heck is it? Homeschool. It didn't show up.
Jesus Christ.
There's a section called Schooling Globers, and it'll blow your mind. Oh, there it is, right here. Schooling Globers. If you go to that page, there's all of the stuff, all the things you're talking about which will show up. And the problem is the lectures are like 3 hours. So you really have to want to know this information to learn it. Belief is the enemy of knowing. You believe the sun is.
you really have to want to believe. No, that's called brainwashing, man. That's called indoctrination. That's called a cult. Okay?
93 million miles away. And because they measured it when Venus transited the sun, and Venus is the same size as Earth, which is an assumption, they falsified the radius, right? You believe that because you were told it. You never verified it yourself, right?
And you haven't verified any of these things you're telling me. You're throwing out the same type of arguments
That's not
that you
true.
say,
That's not true.
He's just parroting other flat earthers. That's all he's doing. But he's never done any research on his own. He considers watching the videos that are linked on his app as doing research.
I just believe, but you can't verify any of this.
I showed you that I showed you the frozen lake earlier, and you just didn't have an answer, or you said refraction, right? With the lights
the
on
frozen
the
lake.
Didn't I show you the frozen lake?
Are you telling me what are we talking about?
We're talking
You didn't
about
show us any frozen lake.
Okay,
You showed
so
me that they apparently walked.
He shows the shit that they don't understand it. So it's got to be a mystery to everybody. So, but and if it's a mystery, then it's got to prove the Earth is flat. Everything does, right? Jesus Christ!
I didn't show you this. So this is a lake, right? And so we got a guy out there. Camera 6 inches off the lake. He put these lights out there at 8 miles, 7 miles, 6 miles, and 5 miles. Now the Earth is so big.
Yeah, it's refraction. Yeah, it's called refraction, dipshit.
You're not going to notice that, but at that distance from that height, the curvature.
Hey, Andrew.
Should have been over 30 feet, over 22 feet, over 15 feet, and over 9 feet. But somehow all of the lights showed up on the same line.
The line? What line? What line is that?
This line right here, this level line, this horizon line. They all showed up there. They all refracted up the exact amount they needed to trick you that the Earth was flat, right? Cold, dark, no humidity, frozen lake. Large bodies of water at rest lie flat, and they freeze flat when they're still. And you believe that lake curves 30 feet to this light, 22 feet to this light, 15 and 9, right? But for some reason, they all show up and they're all in view. This falsifies a physical horizon. This shows you that the Earth is flat. Oh, it's not big enough. We've done over Lake Balaton, we did 27 miles with a laser, 27 miles, and we could see it. We could see it. That is plenty of distance. But there is no curvature. If something
you
doesn't
can see a laser at 27 miles.
No, this isn't a laser. This is a light. This is not a laser. This is a light. Okay? This is just a light, and we can see the source of the light. If something doesn't curve.
Right. You can see light above a horizon when it's behind it. Light spreads out in all directions, and we have an atmosphere that can catch the light coming up to hit it. Okay? Jesus. Where are we at here? All right. Actually, how am I going to do this? Yeah, do this. I'll exaggerate it a little bit. So if we got a light here, right, and you're here, right, just right, the light is going off in all directions, man. Right? It's expanding in all directions. If you're standing here, which it looks like you were, you're standing like just where it's just below the horizon. It looks like these were down here. But if this light catches any part of the fucking atmosphere, it's going to bounce it towards you. You notice Where was it? Oh, there. You notice that this horizon isn't real crisp and sharp, right? It's real fuzzy, real blurry.
Curve, then it's what?
It could be falsified.
If something doesn't curve, I'm just asking you a question. If
I'm telling you an answer. You're showing me a picture. You're showing me a picture of 4 lights on a haze.
Yeah, right above the frozen lake, you get a temperature inversion.
Hazy image, and you've labeled them with numbers and
Would you
everything.
like to see the video? Do you want to watch the video that shows the whole documentation of it? I'm just showing you some stuff. If you want to learn that stuff in the app on the experiments section, all of the experiments are done there.
There you go. If you want to learn, you go on his app. That's why he's doing this, man.
All of the observations are done there. It's all.
You think he's doing this out of the joy of his heart, just because he cares too much? He just wants to educate mankind? No, he's doing it for money.
Done. It's all organized for you to take the time to see. I'm just showing you a snapshot of it. Don't believe this picture. If you believe this picture, that's ridiculous. But answer the question. If something doesn't curve, it's what?
It could be parabolic. It could be,
no,
be refractory.
Parabolic's curved. If something, I'm just seeing how genuinely honest you can be. If something,
he's testing people's honesty. That's what this lying sack of shit is doing right now.
Doesn't curve, then it's what?
It would be flat.
Okay, and if something doesn't move, then it's what?
There's a lot of reasons for that.
If something doesn't move, what can you definitively say about it? If something doesn't move, if something's not moving, then it's stationary. That's the answer.
Right, but we've measured the Earth as spherical and moving, dipshit. So the Earth isn't flat and stationary, you dumb fuck.
Okay, here's the thing.
See,
you fucking abject loser.
Dave, I understand that you want to make me say the Earth is flat because you said if something is curved, it's flat.
I'm not telling you to say that. I just wanted you to understand.
But what I'm
right, you were trying. Sounded like you were trying to get him to say it so you can get a sound clip, so you can get an edited sound bite out of it.
Saying is that your scientific experiments that you say that take 3 hours of video to prove are not repeatable, and they are not.
That's not true.
Like, huh?
You haven't even watched them. How could you say they're not repeatable? Not true. And how do you even know they're experiments? I was saying there's lectures on this stuff, right? There's pilots that will tell you that the Earth is flat. There's the whole seasons thing. We didn't even.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
If that's true, if all that you're saying right now is true, if I could go to you're saying there's pilots, like that means there's a few. That means
there's a ton.
Why is this such a thing that only a handful of people on the internet like yourself do?
A handful to make a living. Blue dots.
Huh?
There's a ton of people. They did a poll like 4 or 5 years ago in Brazil. 11 million people in Brazil, flat Earth, right? But here's the thing: they're not going to put
that has absolutely no context. Do you understand what I'm saying? You're saying things that have no context.
They did a survey in Brazil.
Hey, Dave, hold on. So, like, it's like 1.5 billion children under the age of 10. And so 1.5 billion people believe in Santa Claus, Dave. Do you think Santa's real?
Many children do believe in Santa Claus, especially
Echo, stop. You think Santa's real, Dave? Because like 1.5 billion people believe it.
They said
11 million people to how many?
11 million out of, I don't know how many people are in Brazil. That's a
There
good question.
you go. There's the
I don't know.
context
I
you
don't know.
needed.
But it doesn't matter. When you say how come there's a handful, is 11 million in Brazil a handful? Right?
Depending on if there's 300 million people sitting in Brazil.
It's 11 million people in Brazil that just don't care, Dave. They don't care. They aren't globers. They aren't flat earthers. They just don't fucking care.
Yes, it's a handful compared to the population size.
So there's tons and tons of people, more and more waking up every day. Bigger and bigger podcasts are starting to talk about it. Candace Owens is ready to talk about it. Tucker Carlson's almost ready to talk about it. Hey, and yes, your favorite Alex Jones, he's already talked about it.
Actually, he doesn't.
I
actually pay attention to Alex Jones because I feel like his rhetoric.
Did you see when I was on Alex Jones?
I did not, and I'm actually kind of mad I missed it.
Thought you can look it up. Just go to my channel and search Alex Jones.
I will. And the reason I pay attention to Alex Jones is because I believe his rhetoric is just as dangerous and counterproductive as your rhetoric.
They're both media whores. Dave's a fucking clout whore, and Alex Jones is a media whore.
And that's the reason that this is a problem.
I got it. I'm sure you're fully boosted and vaccinated. You don't have to tell me it's a personal question, but I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I've seen your Twitter. I understand what you think about the shot and the clot shot and the coronavirus.
Yeah. All right.
And that's if I was to ballpark it, I would guess that's what you talked to Alex Jones about.
No, I didn't talk to him about that. No, we talked about flat Earth.
He let that happen because he doesn't like Johnny Bravo to talk about it on his show.
Eddie Bravo. Eddie Bravo was on.
Eddie Bravo. Sorry,
so I was on twice.
Then that makes sense. There we go.
In his studio a couple weeks ago, and check it out. It's Alex is a tough cookie, but
yeah, it's tough. He owes $1 billion, almost $1.5 billion to San Diego families.
Yeah, but they're willing to settle for $83 million, and he's not going to have to pay a penny, right?
I don't think that's how it's going to work out.
Yeah, well, there's other things that you can look into. Another place to look for these things that aren't flat Earth, stoplookthink.com, and you'll find out all of these other things, especially the one that you keep bringing up, that they're not what you think it is. Dangerous to talk about, question the authority of the government, but stoplookthink.com.
I don't think I mentioned the government at all today. I don't think we did. But the problem I have is that science literacy is a real problem in America right now. And discussions, pushing thoughts and unverifiable ideas like you do and Alex Jones does is bad. And I'm not saying that you're a bad person for doing it. I just wish that, you had the science, like we would teach better science literacy earlier in schools so that people, before they're called Flat Earth Dave or Flat Earth Diane, they're, included into the bigger science community and can make a real contribution instead of just spouting these falsehoods into YouTube.
You're saying science literacy is if you repeat and regurgitate what the Rockefeller funded textbooks tell you. Okay, that's what if you want to become a scientist, you have to memorize and regurgitate, and not question. Right?
No, Dave, that's not how education works. You dumb motherfucker. That's not at all how education works. That's how indoctrination works, and it's exactly how the flat Earth works. All you have to do is regurgitate what you or Nathan Oakley or Quantum Eraser or Flatzoid or fucking Eric DeBase says, and you're a flat earther. That's all you need. And yes, in school, they teach you how to question authority. They teach you how to question the narrative. You stupid, ignorant motherfucker.
That is it. In cosmology, if you go against what the mainstream says, if you look into our old world, have you looked into the old world yet? Into what was here 150 years ago? You think it was the Wild West. It was not. There was an advanced civilization here.
Yeah. No, there wasn't. There wasn't a mud flood that wiped out an advanced civilization, you stupid fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, this is good stuff. Yeah, I was kind of afraid we get here because that's the kind of conspiracy adjacent stuff I would expect if you went on Alex Jones's website or on show. And I'm sorry I missed it because I do pay attention to Alex Jones.
It's on there. It's on the
I'm
internet.
sure it is. I can't believe I missed it.
flatearthdave.com. Go to my interview section. It's right there. And while you're on my website, there's a banner that says Old World Order. Watch that video. Watch that video.
And I'll also pick up one of the Flat Earth Smackers, your $149 pickleball paddle.
They're awesome.
$150 pickleball paddle. There you go. The grift is real, man.
Yeah, great. See, I understand why you're doing this, Dave, but it bothers me that.
How do you understand? I do it for the money? Is that why I'm doing it? Is that what?
Yes, you're doing it for the money. You're grifting on ignorant. You're grifting off ignorant people. You are taking advantage of gullible, ignorant people.
Do you understand?
Is
that why I'm doing it? Is that why
you are espousing easily disprovable things on your YouTube page? And if you're getting into COVID territory, which I'm sure you did, I don't want to talk about that right now because it's not the topic of this. I understand that this is what you do. This is your thing. And
Justin,
I'm just saying,
would you be interested in having a higher level conversation with another one of
See, scared, ignorant people are easy to control.
our guys? Very respectful. Austin, what's it?
Probably not, because this is wearing me out right now, even having this conversation with you, because I understand where you're coming from. And I get it. It's fine. I mean, I'm not saying you're a bad person for doing this. I'm just saying that if you're going to, and everybody should make a living how they want to make it, but it does explain a lot if you went on Alex Jones's website or show and espouse this stuff, because that's the kind of adjacency to complete nonsense that I associate with flat Earth.
Okay, well, that's your opinion. You're right to it. But one day you will see. One day. That day's not too far away.
I would probably be sooner to believe the Hollow Earth than the Flat Earth, because those movies were good in Godzilla. That's a more entertaining Earth for me.
So you're on a spinning ball flying through an infinitely possible space vacuum with high pressure gases collapsing, creating stars from nebulas. It's a really cool story, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's reality, man. And you're an insignificant little speck in the vastness of it all. Don't you feel insignificant and small and little and nothing? Don't you just feel so insignificant?
Yeah,
it's a cool
and
story.
it's easily explained.
Yeah,
and it's
a cool
actually
story.
easily explained with freshman or sophomore level physics.
All right, man.
All right. Well, I think they'll probably wrap it up
Thanks.
here. What do you think?
Interesting.
Or do you agree to disagree?
We totally we can disagree to disagree. How's that?
That'll work.
Yeah, we disagree.
It's still America, Dave.
FlatEarthDave.com. Find out more information. Don't believe anything these guys said, and don't believe anything I said.
Well,
go verify.
I can edit this video, right?
Yeah, but then
The lethal edit, yeah.
I'm going to put out the whole video. So don't feel free to do whatever you want. So check it out.
I was just joking. I of course don't think John would
I have
edit
the
it
crash
wrongly.
course. I have a crash course. It's a whole bunch of videos that YouTube's hiding from you. Just watch a couple of them. Watch them as comedy. Just say it's comedy, right? And then I guarantee that if you watch 2 or 3 of them or 4 of them, you're going to be scratching your head and wondering how you ever missed it. So,
and for everyone else who wants to learn real science, subscribe to Dr. John's.
All right.
No, that's okay. It was great having you guys both on. I really appreciate it. It's been a pretty riveting
Thanks,
debate.
Justin and John.
Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Dave. Take care.
Thank you,
right.
guys.
See you. Bye-bye.
All right, that's it. My God, Dave's dumb. He's dumb. There wasn't a subject that he brought up that he knew what the main subject was. Not one thing. And he's like acting like he's preaching and like educating people. Good God, man. I mean, Flat Earth is dead. Flat Earth is dying. I mean, the only people that still believe it are just the dumbest people on the planet. I mean, that's it. Their legacy will be to go down in history as being the dumbest people to ever walk the earth. There has never been anyone dumber than flat earthers. None. Nobody. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for coming by. If you can, drop me some cash. That would be cool. Help me build the table that my CNC goes on.